broadcast of Beyond the Veil and Phase TSW.
Igor, is this thing on? I don't know. Is it on?
Yes, Master.
Hey, Xander, I just wanted to say happy anniversary. Me and Igor have something very special for you. You ready, Igor?
Yes, Master.
Bobby, Ben Kingsmith. Looking for some zombies to bone. Yes, in Kingsmith, yes.
I got a taco in my hand when the air sirens moan.
We're watching movies running around with my posses and PvP.
All the bodies in the streets are like screaming, please save me.
Oh, wait, that's the name.
Movies always say that they're lagging out.
Oh, lagging out is not very good. Elites complaining, saying, kick them now. Yes, kick them in the behind. Very good. I love it.
Haters don't like you, Jankies all night with Mr. Wiggles.
What is this, Jenkins? And when we group up, we kick ass. Yes, we're super badass. Yes, I love it. Igor, we are doing awesome. Don't you think so?
Yes, Master. I'll take this one. Baby. Yes, my deck is crazy. Elemental chaos blood match. It's all good, baby.
Yes, we have superpowers. We stretch out for hours, swinging swords and guns. Yes, we zombie masters.
Check out my style, girl. Yeah, I'm looking really ripped. In the store at London Chicken Mannequins.
Getting geared up in Pangea with everybody watching. I love it.
If you showed up, already owned up, this is what you say.
What is this own? And if you drop out with your leg out, this is what you say.
Very awesome. And if you're thrown out because your gear's out, it's not a very good thing.
What is this? Everything is out. Oh, well, and if you have a hissy fit because your build's not very good, it's still not very good, no matter how you look at it. No, I cannot help you.
Master, you're a big solo. It's all you, Master. Goody.
I don't give a heck when I'm in the raid. Newbies throw me up in the grave. Then I see it, gotta have it, gotta grab it. Need for a big ass looty in my bank from a tank and spank it, collect this stuff and faster. Break it, make it, a blue cover crafter.
I'm true to my game too. It's called PSW and I can't lose. We got a bunch of secret factions in the game with vanilla on tap, full strings, gangs. Ooh, we're always killing shit. With our weapons we're killing shit. So here's a sorry in advance. Just don't step on Mr. Wiggles.
Oh, Maddie! No, we will not do that. People always say that they're lagging out, Igor. I cannot believe it. Can you believe this?
I don't know, Master. Elites always complain and saying, kick them now.
Oh, I don't like the kicking part. Oh, they just don't like. They go Jankies all night. I am not sure what this Jankies means, Igor.
I don't know. Every crit up, they just be like. Be like what, Master? I don't know this one.
I don't know, Igor. But thank you very much, Beyond the Veil cast. Oh, you did very well. This is your first year anniversary. Congratulations. Igor, you're driving me batty again. Oh, say congratulations.
Yes, Master. Congratulations, cast. We love you.
Of course we love them. Now, which button do I press again? Oh, is it the red button or the green button?
Master, I'm not sure. Let's just press them all.
Oh, brilliant idea. Oh, very brilliant. Bye.
Master.
Oh, what is it, Igor? We're off the air now.
No, Master, you forgot.
Oh, what did I forget, Igor? Oh, you're driving me batty. Oh, we just did the song and now we're off the air.
No, Master, I pressed the wrong button this time. You forgot to do the intro.
Oh, what? The intro? What are you talking about?
You know that thing that you read every week? You're telling what's going to be talked about on the show?
Oh, yes, Eagle. Oh, you're brilliant. Oh, that's why I keep you around. Oh, I had you around for like 700 years and not once. Okay, maybe once. Maybe once I tried to train you as maybe a zombie. Maybe I was going to, yeah, anyway. Yes, welcome everyone to tonight to the Beyond the Veil. Tonight we have, Igor, what is this word?
Zezma.
Yeah, Zazma. Oh, that is very. Oh, I like that word. It really rolls out the tongue like Zazma. It's so awesome. Say it, Igor. Say it. Zazma. Why can you say it so good and I can say it so bad? Anyway. Oh, so yes, we have Zazma, the new community manager here in the studio. Yay! What is a community manager, Igor? What is this?
I don't know, Master. We're gonna find out.
Ah, yes, we are. And tonight we're also going to be talking about what happened during the big PvP tournament during the weekend. Yes, we have Astor and we have Vivity. Oh, wow, these lots of names are really, really bad. They're rolling out of my tongue.
I don't know, Master. Maybe they were thinking about you when they wrote their names.
Well, maybe that's true. Why can they not think of me? I am like 3,000 years old. I've been around for a long time. People should know this. Anyway, we're also going to be talking about getting your art in the game. Yay! Something in the show notes that I can actually say. Yay!
That's awesome, Master. Just don't step on Mr. Wiggles.
Igor. Mr. Wiggles is nowhere around. He's in his little cage.
I know.
Also, we have no new content for the game. Yes, bikinis and speedos and what is this flip-flop, Igor? I don't know what this is. Is this kind of like a pancake?
I don't know, Master. Maybe it's like something you wear, like a pancake, like you flip and you flop it.
He does laundry.
Maybe. I don't know. We have to tune into the show to find this one out, I think.
I think so, Master.
Yes, and there's also straw hats and all kinds of other cool stuff. And don't forget the Twitterverse Experimente. Yes, the Experimente. And all of this and more here on Beyond the Veil. Secret World. Xander, are you there?
Morty just summed it up. The next 44 years.
You're gonna have lots of. What is this flip flop? Is it like a pancake? No, it's not a pancake. It's like sandals. Sandals? What is this? Is this like stuff that you put on your feet? Yes, it's like shoes. I don't know what do you guys have? I am not at liberty to say this. This is information that I cannot share. Okay. I'm glad we had this conversation. I am glad we had this conversation too. Igor, can we press the button now?
Yes, Master. Which button did you want me to press?
I don't know. Any button that gets me out of here.
Okay. Here you go. Bye, everybody.
See you, Igor. Well, hilarity is always ensued with those two because they always press the wrong button. It's like a running joke here on the show. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show tonight. I'm Xander, and you are listening to the new episodes of Beyond the Veil, The Secret World. And we have lots of awesome folks here in the studio tonight. We have so many, in fact, it's going to take me about a half hour to get through them. But first, we're going to start with Galatrix. How are you, Galatrix?
I'm great, thank you.
That is totally awesome. And then there's Faye.
I'm fabulous.
Oh, he's fabulous. You're so fabulous.
I am.
I think I bit my tongue when I said that. Thank you.
You think you bit your tongue?
Yes, I think I bit my tongue.
All right, cool.
Yay. And then there's the Gigabyte.
Hello.
Thankfully I didn't bite my tongue when I said your name. That could be bad. And hello, how are you today, Myth?
I'm doing pretty well.
That is awesome sauce. And M-Dash.
Hey.
And the one that makes everything all possible here tonight, the brains behind Holosuite and the brains beyond the veil, because she's beyond the veil in the back, being the brains of everything, and Tita. Oh, she's so blushing right now.
Yes, I am.
You can tell she's giggling. Everyone remember this giggle. I've been married to her for 4 years, been with her for 7 years, and I know this giggle very well. This is the giggle where she's blushing, and you know it.
Yep. Moving on.
Moving on. So we have 3 very important guests here tonight. In the first part of tonight's episode, we're going to have Sezma. How are you, Sezma?
Hi, I am great and ready to roll. How are you?
I am stumped again. It's been a while since someone actually asked me how I was. Yes, I am doing very good. I am doing very good. And Sezma is the new community manager here for Funcom. So we're going to get lots of cool questions and just chill and chillax and figure out what cookies are. right?
Yes.
You didn't think I can go through the whole show of not mentioning cookies like 5 times, right?
Well, that was 1. You have 4 more.
Okay, maybe I'll throw a 6th in there. And also, later on tonight, we're going to be talking about the PvP tournament. Tournament, yes. This is why we listen to live shows, yes. If you get the remastered episodes, I did not say portment. This is why you come. So, later on tonight, we're going to be talking about the PvP tournament. And we have Astur, who is the Grand Pumbaa, the champion of the tournament. And we have Vervi.
Hi!
And this is where Astur says hi.
Hello.
Yes, the man of many words. Yeah, actually, I was watching both of you guys during the tournament, and you guys were flipping awesome. And then you both pwned me so horribly bad after when we did the free-for-all. It was like total pwnage. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I died pretty fast, too.
What do you mean you died?
I died.
You died? You actually died?
Yeah,
I
but
did go down.
everybody was. You didn't have any weapons, right?
No, I have a weapon.
Oh, did you? Okay. Because I just saw you standing there, and everybody who was down on the floor was just trying to kill you. And she was just like, "Yeah, okay. I don't know if I can die. Can I die?"
Well, actually, when during the PvP tournament, she went down on the floor. Sesma went down onto the floor, and then we all just started, having this big, throwdown, like, all-out war kind of thing. And she's, obviously she has like special powers and stuff like that. And then I like ran up, and like everyone's attacking her, and she's like living, right? And then later on, she went back down to the floor again. I don't know why. Maybe maybe that's the point where you actually died. And I was just running around, and then I charged up all my buffs that I had, and I was looking for someone to shoot, and I just pressed my tab button and then fired my red mist, and then lo and behold, did you know that I went and targeted you by accident, and I seen your health go down like half, and I'm like, oh my god, I almost killed the community manager, I'm gonna die. And then I just started running around in a frantic panic. Oh no, what did I do, no. And then it's like, wait a minute, is she not dead? What am I freaking out for? And then Astur killed me.
Yeah.
He got revenge for you. Did you kill anybody that night there, Sesma? Did you kill anybody?
No, I didn't kill anyone. I don't think I think I should be more of a punching bag than a brick to the face.
Oh, can you so kill me tonight, please? I would so love to be killed by a dev. It's been my dream in every MMO. For some, yes, I'm borderline psychotic. It's okay. It's the secret world. Psychotic is part of the game. It's a borderline fantasy of mine to get killed by a dev. Because you probably can't do it here in Agartha. But do you think later on towards the end of the show we can just go to that place, the Fight Club or something? You just one shot me and I'll be like, yay!
We'll consider it. Yeah, work on the cookie thing.
Okay, we'll work on the cookie thing.
Apparently we can't take Sesmer anywhere because she's already got a fan who knew her from her old days.
Ooh. What's this?
She's chatting with this DUI who recognized her from Anarchy Online, and they're chatting about the good old days.
Oh, that's sweet. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. We bring everyone together. Oh, we still gotta make a commercial for that. But whatever you do, everyone, remember what happened last time.
Last time on Beyond the Veil, the secret world.
I want to say the other word that's really, kind of bad.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Prostitute.
Yeah, I felt like I guess the politically correct term is streetwalker, okay? So
Don't
I
think
felt
that's the
like...
politically correct term.
No.
What is it?
Not
Okay,
that.
I was.
Would you be the shovel mister of the night?
I am the shovel mister of the night.
Of the
By
secret
day,
world.
I'm a mild mannered Xander Hayes, traveling around the secret world. But by night, I am the shoveler. Yeah, there's actually a superhero. I think it's on Mystery Men called the Shoveler. Anyone ever watch that movie?
Long time.
Yeah, that was on
I
last night.
love that movie.
Yes, I know. I love it. And Mr. Furious, played by that funny guy. I can't remember his name.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, yes, and he was awesome in Zoolander. Magnum now. Ooh. Actually, I do that face a lot here in the Secret World for some reason.
Blue Seal. Mm-hmm.
Every time I do Red Mist, it seems like I do that face. I'm serious, though. But yes, we're going to start off the show talking to you, Sezma. Now, you have a long list of credentials behind your name because you did lots of cool stuff before you became community manager for the Secret World. And it's not just the Secret World, is it? Are you community manager for Anarchy Online and Conan Online too?
Yes, that's correct. All three major games.
Awesome. Yeah, I get super points for getting that one right. See what else I can do.
Does that mean that, sorry to interrupt, does that mean that when the new Lego MMO comes out, that you will also be the community manager for that game as well?
I don't have the details about that just yet, but I suspect probably. So don't quote me on it.
When does Lego launch?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, I thought
we
there was
know. It's
do?
on the 29th, isn't it, of this month?
It does not launch on the 29th.
No?
It's when
No.
the betas.
I actually don't know exactly what happens. I do know something does happen next weekend. The marketing department is at Gamescom right now.
Oh.
Clearly.
So
we'll have more information.
We're going to have to hit them up, Bria.
Yeah, we'll have more information soon. Just the timer. Just watch the timer.
Everyone watch the timer.
6 days, 13 hours, and 40 minutes. And in that time, awesome stuff will be revealed by Funcom.
Yeah, and it's really creepy that she actually has that all down packed. Wow, I'm actually very impressed on.
She's paying attention.
I know.
Yeah. You gotta be like...
Yeah, just like that, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't have my whip equipped, otherwise I would have done that.
We need the sound effect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, give me a minute. No.
Okay.
So, made me choke on air. So yeah. So what are the other things that you have done in the past leading up to you becoming the CM for Funcom? What are you... Okay, first let's just start with your games. What's your street cred when it comes to games? Because I know you're an MMO freak.
Oh, wow. That goes back a really long time, though. Like, a really long time. I first started playing... Yeah, no, before that. I first started playing games in the early 80s. I played, I believe the first... I think actually one of our questions covers some of this, so I won't go too much detail. I'll start... I started playing MMORPGs in 1997. And I've been pretty much hooked, obviously, ever since. Anarchy Online came out in 2001, and I was in beta, and I started playing it, and I fell in absolute love with it. It was the first sci-fi MMO. I mean, come on.
We're going to have to tell us a little bit about it after.
Well, about AO?
Yeah, because I've never played it.
Well, it's set supposedly 30,000 years in the future. It's got a lot of a mix of Dune, a little bit of Star Wars, you know, all the major sci-fi camps. And it's just an amazing game, like especially for the time that it came out. It was absolutely amazing. It has a bit of a steep learning curve. I do suggest if you haven't checked it out to check it out because it is free to play. I mean, there are some restrictions on content, but it is free to play, and it's easy to just download it and get into it and see what's going on. But I started playing that game and played it a lot. I was in a different place in my life, so I had the free time, so I just played it all the time. I got into heavy role play specifically, and eventually discovered Anarchy Online is what actually introduced me to the concept of internet broadcasting.
Okay.
So, right. I met the Gridstream Productions crew and ended up becoming a DJ and DJ'd from roughly 2003 to 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long time.
It's very unheard of to have internet DJs or broadcasters on the internet for that long. Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, they are pretty pretty great group of folks, and I did enjoy my time with them, and they taught me a lot. Especially liked learning a lot about new music, which was a big thing, obviously, and I got to hang out with the community, like almost every night. At some point, yeah. I mean, they're a great community. They're a very particular community, but they're a great community. I moved on later to start working with the developers of Anarchy Online to improve and touch up some of the armor textures in game. And some of those have been published to the game now, and I think I even made like a little leet for one of the anniversary celebrations. I was really excited about that because being an artist, that was really exciting. Mm-hmm. And shortly after that, I kind of, I don't know, I guess I kind of rubbed elbows with Funcom because of being on their game all day, every day.
It's like, okay, we're going to give a job to somebody. Okay, just pick someone at random. Oh, well, this crazy loon here has been on for 3,000 days. Let's give it to her. I'm joking.
No. I actually visited the office in Oslo and Montreal, and I had a great time meeting everybody, and eventually a game master position opened up, and I applied, and eventually I was in the Funcom door as a GM.
And we're going to ask you the difference between a GM, what a GM does a little bit later on.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that because it is different.
Mm-hmm. But continue, sorry.
And no, after I was hired as a GM, up until a little over a month ago, that's what I've been doing. And here I am.
And here you are. So do you still do any now? Well, I suppose maybe now that you're not you're CM now, but do you still dabble in the textures and stuff like that on your in free time or stuff like that?
Absolutely. I'm working on some stuff now, and my free time is a little different than back then because I am employed and have a full-time job, and I'm a little bit of a workaholic. But I do try to dabble in the art. It's something that I don't ever really want to let go of. And
well, if we ever see a T-shirt that says "C is for cookie," I know it comes from you.
Yes, you do.
And I'll buy it. That's cookie 2. Max shit.
That's yeah, 3. I was about to say that's number 2. Keeping score.
Well, the third one doesn't count because it was followed by one of the words I wasn't supposed to say, so therefore that gets deleted out. So technically there's only been 2, not 3, so I still have 3 more. Yes. And I'm so professional, I know. I'm so professional. So you said that you were a GM in the game for a while. What exactly is a GM exactly?
Exactly.
Approximately.
I will tell you exactly.
In a roundabout.
Exactly, approximately.
Okay.
A GM is obviously short for Game Master. Game Master is your one-stop shop for help me, something went wrong. It's our in-game customer support service individuals, and they're a great bunch. I worked with all of them personally at some point because of the way my life has gone. I've worked with every GM you've ever spoken to. I have worked with them, and they're great people. Wanting to help people get their issues sorted out. Whether it's a quest isn't working, a mob is not spawning because maybe it's stuck in a tree. To, hey, I didn't get my item, because my inventory was full. Just things like that. We can't fix all the problems, or I should say they can't fix all the problems, but they'll do their absolute best.
Well, I have to say, through personal experience, and I think just about everybody here in the studio, I think it's pretty safe to say that out of all the MMOs that I've played, the GM support here is flippin' fabulous. From day one, we have been screaming as loud as we could yell that the support in this game is by far the best in any MMO ever, and it's not so much practice now, but in the beginning, like when we were playing the game, something happened, we send in a bug report or send in a ticket or something, all of a sudden, poof, just a GM will sit there and just appear right in front of you. And for a while, that was happening. And I guess because maybe the restructuring and everything, it doesn't happen that much anymore. But you can put in a ticket, and I have in other MMOs, I have waited 6 hours, 2 or 3 days. But in this game here, at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. Boom! I get a response, and I've always loved that. So if you train them all and you've worked with them all, I say, dang, good job.
I might have trained some of them, yeah.
Has anyone else had any experience with GMs that they'd like to share, other than sending petitions?
Yeah, Castle is not here. He would tell you all about petitions. But yeah, I second what you said, Xander. Funcom's GMs and customer service, customer support has been exceptional. And the few times that I've even had a problem where it was just like, "Bah, come on," but it was more of a serious issue. And it did not get resolved right away, but at the end of the day, I did appreciate the time and effort that they put into something that possibly for maybe in another instance could have gone awfully wrong because it involved financial dealings. And anytime I think I may have submitted a petition maybe once or twice in addition to that time, and it, like you said, got a response immediately, and the matter was resolved, and I just went on my merry way back into the game, happy.
Mm-hmm. Now, Astur, you said you've had some dealings. You wanna say what you're writing down here below?
Yeah, every time I've had a petition and it's been answered quite fast, and if they couldn't help you for whatever reason, may not help you, they feel you. I mean, they're right on with you.
Mm-hmm. And they even helped, you said here, they even helped you when you're offline? I'm just reading everything you wrote here.
I've had cases in TSW where they'd help me where I'm offline, taking something out of my inventory, fixing it. Mostly quests or anything, resetting the quests, that kind of stuff.
Oh, awesome. Hey, everyone, that big, humongous bird is flying over us again.
The Darkling?
Yeah, the Darkling. It just buzzed us. Look at that.
Oh, nice. And it's spraying the black filth on the floor this time.
Did it?
Is that
here? Right
here? Yeah, it just sprayed some in front of the Kingsmith like portal thing.
Oh.
Didn't
So
the
it's
folks
coming
in the forums name him Flappy or Floppy or something like that?
Flip flop?
Yeah. I think it's like Flappy or something.
Okay, we'll call him Flappy for now. And hey, we just got crapped on by Flappy. We got bombed. You know, I came specifically. I need to send a GM ticket right now. I came to Argotha specifically to get away from the seagull crap. Now I have Flappy crapping on me. Like, what's up with this?
Yeah, but that's not a seagull, so that doesn't count.
Well, no, this is not a seagull. This is Flappy. He is immensely bigger, so that means his dung is immensely stinkier. It's like, come on. This random bit was brought to you by the Secret World. Anyway, so do you know what's up with Flappy? You know, just an off question, Sesma. Do you know what's up with Flappy?
I can't tell you what's up with Flappy though. I can't ruin it.
Okay. I hope just someday I can kill him.
He's very large and very dark and very moist, apparently.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just launched something else too. Something literally just came out of him. Yeah, it's right there. Look at that. He's bombing. I actually want to go down and see what he's bombing now. Look at that. This is new. This is absolutely completely new.
Wow, he just dropped it here. Look.
Look
He's bombing filth. Look at that.
Oh, Christ, yeah.
This is the first time we've seen him do this. Oh my gosh, he's filth all over the place.
Actually, no. We've seen it before when we came out of a Nightmare Dungeon. Remember Galactrix? We were even trying.
We were chasing
we were chasing it, and we were like jumping from branch to branch, hoping that one of them will somehow, if we jump in the right direction at the right spot, it would take us to Tokyo. but unfortunately it did not. So
I know. I totally know it. I totally know what exactly Flappy. What's his name? Flappy?
Flippy Flappy Flu.
Flip. No, I'm not even gonna go there. I totally know the whole gameplay mechanic. Oh, you guys are cheeky. I totally know what's going on there. So this is what you're gonna have to do. When he goes and he poops in the corner, okay, on the corner of the Argotha branch, you have to do, run speed 4, and then you run speed all the way up to it. You slip and you slide all the way to the Tokyo entrance. That's exactly how it's gonna go down.
Okay, I have this great idea for you to show us.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot my running shoes.
We'll follow your example.
Yeah, I don't have my running shoes on. But this is actually, like I said, this is the first time I've seen this. And this is why we do the shows live, everyone. For those of you that are listening on iTunes and on holosuitemedia.com, please tune in Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern here on Holosuite Live Access. This is exactly why we do the shows live, to sit here and talk with the community, get involved with the community, and see all the weird and cool stuff that happens. Like right now, like this is a weird Templar chick. Well, actually not weird, but she just totally got bombed by Pooh from Floppy. What is this? Is Floppy or Flappy? Flappy, yeah. She totally got Pooh.
He's bad with names.
Flippy floppy pancakes.
Floppy pancakes. 10 bonus
And thus
points
its name has evolved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thus the name has evolved. Now he has a first beginning and last name, and all begins with Pooh. Anyway, so where were we? I'm sorry, we just got crapped on, and someone's setting on fire. That's really cool. I never even thought. Yeah, that is why we got the flamethrower for issue 7. It's part of the gameplay mechanic. You have to slide on the Pooh, get through the Tokyo portal, and then you have to set it on fire to get rid of the Pooh. So you have to get in. I totally get it now. I just leaked it. Here, you heard it here first on Beyond the Veil. And
people will take you seriously.
I know. That's the crazy part, right?
Now issue 8's going to be delayed a month because they have to change it.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I totally deciphered everything. Like I said, everything. Okay. They keep saying all the time, and they keep saying that everything that happens in the secret world is intentional. All right, everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. So
there are no bugs.
Yeah, so if all of a sudden something pops out of your inventory due to a bug, you weren't supposed to have it. So you should have took better care of it. That's exactly why it disappeared. And
go ahead.
That's hugely existential, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, really, isn't it? And if the mob that was chasing you totally ran into a tree and stopped following you, and you had to kill that mob to be able to progress in your storyline, well, you should have killed them in the first place, not lead them to a tree. Right.
Remember when we saw Emma in prison when we were doing issue 6, and then at the end of the cutscene we were all like, "Oh man, what is this bug? There's some kind of a bug, and then a little girl appears. What the heck?" And like you said, everything happens for a reason.
That totally creeped me out. For the longest while until I actually did the Transylvania storylines and actually, started, doing the Emma quests and stuff. That totally creeped me out, and I so have to talk to Joel about that. That was so awesome putting that in there, and it's still in there too. We actually went back and did the last Train of Kyra missions, and she is still there. But I think she actually waved at me this time.
She winked.
Yeah, that's it. She winked. I was so happy. I'm like, yay! I got a groupie.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about before we got pooed on.
We were talking about differences between being GM and a CM.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Well, first of all, there are different letters. Anyways.
Yeah. I had to think there for a minute. Which one's the first one again?
A GM is there to help you with your issues in game, and will email support as well. A community manager is... I actually have a little trouble describing community managers to people, because I do get people in everyday life who are like, what do you do? And I'm like, can I draw you a picture? It's not as simple as, I'm in customer service for an online gaming company, which I thought was also weird to explain to people. But then, I moved over to community, and then I was shown up one. But so I like to describe the GMs as, their customer service to help you with your customer service problems. I also like to think of community management as a different type of customer service. I thought about this today. I'm kind of like a bridge. I like bridge you guys with Funcom. I'm like a cookie bridge. There. All right.
I still want to. I almost played it. I almost play it later.
But I'm still learning the ropes. It's only been a month, and it's definitely different than GMing because there's different expectations. I'm more involved with the community than a GM necessarily would be, and I can get a little more open with you guys. Like I can let you kill me in the Fight Club, for instance.
Yeah, well, exactly. That was so awesome that you died for us. Ooh,
I
that's
did.
just creepy.
Aren't we supposed to get Dev Killer shirts? I've seen those before.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be absolutely amazing.
So you've been in the job for a month. What's been your biggest surprise?
Wow. The amount of private messages I get. No, it's all been really surprising. It's all been very shocking's the wrong word. New. It's very new. I try to work on my prior community experience when I worked in Gridstream to kind of level myself and know what I'm doing, or at least act like I know what I'm doing.
Well, you act very well, and it was epically awesome that you ran around and let people kill you. It was. I'm serious.
But I do what I can.
I'm just wondering, how many PMs do you actually get?
Oh, I couldn't give you an average per day. I usually always have one at least every day, which is fine. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I want you guys to private message me. That's how I get to know you, along with, reading the forums and seeing what kind of personalities are out there.
So what do you do? So now that you settled in, it's been a month. What is your what is your daily routine? If you're gonna sit there and explain, a community manager, or my dog is drinking, what would be your morning routine? Wake up at 3:30 in the afternoon, get some Java,
Yeah. No, I wake up at time enough in the morning to go in the office. I'm strict 9 to 5. I don't sit at home, and a lot of people think, oh, you're a community manager, you just sit at home and read the forums. No. I go to the office. I get to talk to the devs about stuff, if they want to plan things. Mostly I've been actually trying to figure out a routine, honestly, because there's just kind of all over the place for me right now. Right now I'm trying to catch up with everything that everyone's been doing prior to my coming in to the team, and trying to tie up loose ends and getting those fixed so things can go smoothly, and the next time there's that player event will be taken care of, and we can get everything set up quicker and easier. Or I can, I prefer to be proactive, and I can proactively get those things set up for those people. I have email. I still do work on email tickets. I'm not in game handling petitions, but I do handle some customer service, and I handle. We have downtime requests and stuff like that for when the game's going to go down. I get those announcements out. It's really just kind of all over the place. It's like I'm trying to fill the putty in a broken wall, Just get it all straightened out.
You seem like a person who never wants to be bored. This seems like a great role for you.
Yeah, I definitely don't like being bored. I try to keep busy. I'm happiest when I'm busy and going.
So you're like a busy little bee, wink, wink, and such.
Shall we call you Sweetling?
Oh dear.
Cookieling.
I'm chomping at the bit to play the sound bite, but I'm gonna wait till later on.
Just wait. I'm gonna get a cookie in this game somehow, one way or another.
Oh, that
should actually.
So awesome.
That should be your something that you give out to players, in game, and they can take it just like they can take a nacho or a taco or coffee, and it improves on their health
It should be
regeneration.
random. You should totally give out random cookies and be like the coolest community manager ever. Like, whatever cookie you take, it has a random chance of something. Kind of like those bags of whatever it was, bags of Atheria or something.
Ethereal Gambit.
Yeah, but like, take jokes. Like, okay, you give out this cookie, you eat this cookie, and it gives you like, extra crit for like 1 hour. Or you eat this other cookie, and it's like you got stoned from that mushroom in Transylvania that you have to get stoned to do that mission. You have to do shrooms to do. Yeah, that's right, everyone. If you haven't got to Transylvania yet, you literally have to get stoned to complete the mission.
Isn't that in Shadowy Forest?
Yes, that's in Shadowy Forest.
Yeah.
But that'd be so awesome to eat a cookie and get stoned. And like, whoa, I carry a supply of shrooms around with me in the game. I don't know why. It's in certain boss fights is actually quite comical.
No, you're right. I think a random cookie item would be great. I also like Aster's idea of a title cookie cutter. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a throwback to the whole cookie cutter build thing. That's cute.
Mm-hmm. So since we've been talking about cookies a lot, so explain your terminology when you say cookie, because I first heard cookie from you, and then we were talking about it during the PvP tournament, and then we had fun with the cookies. Now, to explain the cookies for me, so I can play the bloody soundbite.
All right, what do you want? A cookie's a cookie. You put it in your mouth and you enjoy it. I don't understand.
That's it. That's the whole reference with the cookie.
That's really. I like cookies. Like, oh my gosh, you have no idea. I'll bring cookies to the office. I was kind of like all my friends in Gridstream, people in AO know that I like baking cookies. I make a stupid amount of cookies usually, and I don't know, I just like cookies. They're like my favorite food.
Do you have like a favorite cookie recipe?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask.
Yes, I do.
You want to share it?
Yeah. I can link you guys to it because I actually discovered it. Like, yeah. I've actually been spending a lot of time off and on over the last, decade to perfect the cookie recipe. I'm a chocolate chip cookie person myself, but I've been trying to perfect it. So I'm that neurotic. I will perfect cookie recipes. And I found a really good one.
I love
what it
has
Alton
to.
Brown's cookies, because those are the best.
I'm sorry, which one?
Alton Brown from Good Eats on Food Network.
Oh, right. I think I did try his recipe. They were pretty good.
Yeah, he's basically where I learned that if you're going to make good cookies, you need a food scale.
Oh, I know, right? I need to get one of those. I think if I get one of those, I'll be set.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know what? When you have experience making cookies, you don't need any kind of scale anymore. My grandma and now my mom, and hopefully I'll get there someday soon, they bake cakes with their eyes closed, literally.
Get there someday.
they use like spoons. I used to hate when I would ask my mom, so how do you know that this is finished? And how do you know how much you put in? How much did you actually put in? And they're both like, well, you see when it's done. How do I know? I don't know that it's done. It's my first time making it. How much did you put? And it's like, well, you see how much is needed. The texture has to be like this or like that, and then it's enough. And it's like, oh my god, Google.
Yeah, texture is important.
I love Aster's title for this episode, Talking Cookies. Which leads me to, since we've just said cookie like 18 times in the past 2 minutes, I'm going to actually play this out right now. Enjoy. This is for you. Welcome to the community.
Now, what starts with the letter C? Cookie starts with C. Let's think of other things that starts with C. Who cares about the other things? C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. Oh, cookie starts with C. Oh, C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. Oh, cookie starts with C. Hey, you know what? A round cookie with one bite out of it looks like a C. A round donut with one bite out of it also looks like a C. but it is not as good as a cookie. Oh, the moon sometimes looks like a C, but you can't eat that. So, C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. Yeah, C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. Oh, cookie, cookie, cookie starts with C. Yeah! Cookie, cookie, cookie starts with C. Oh boy! Cookie, cookie, cookie starts with C.
Oh my gosh, that that's actually way funnier than you might understand. I actually did a organizational advertisement, excuse me, in Anarchy Online for Play on Gridstream for an organization / guild, however you want to call it, called Cookie Monsters, and we did use some of those in the advert.
That is cool.
Asher just said here, I've never wanted a cookie so bad in my life. I'm like, yes, the plan worked. Secret World wants cookies.
It's like almost 2:00 in the morning for me, and I think I have some cookies, so I'm gonna be sneaking off soon to go get some.
So, okay, we have some other questions before we get into the community ones. What is your biggest challenge, as the new community manager?
Honestly, my biggest challenge right now is getting you guys to be happier. I'm kidding.
I'm always happy.
It's really just been getting my bearings and figuring out, the workflow and stuff. It's kind of a challenging position. I'm not gonna lie with you. You have a lot of people you have to keep happy.
Challenge is awesome.
I like challenge.
Well, it must be really challenging breaking into the next one. See how good I am? It must be really challenging juggling all 3 communities at the same time. Does that leave you with any spare time yourself?
It is difficult. I mean, there are 3 AAA titles, and they all have their own needs and expectations. It is hard. It is difficult. I do try to balance the work and the life thing, because that's important. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt out. You're just going to, I don't want to hate my job, and I've absolutely loved working at Funcom for the past 2 years. So I try to balance them as much as I can.
Oh, that is awesome. Antita, do you want to read some of the community questions?
Sure. We have Ocho on the forums who has asked this. As a CM, do you plan on personally hosting in-game events, such as dance parties, theatrical plays, PvP events, and such?
Yeah, this is something...
We know that you've been a part of the monthly duel tournament that was held last Sunday, but do you have some of your own projects in mind?
I do have some stuff mulling around in my head, and I've written some of it down, trying to plan it out. I want to do it right. I do have some stuff that I'm thinking about doing, and I would, if anyone has suggestions on stuff, feel free to send them my way, because I'm totally open-minded.
Totally open-minded?
Totally.
we had this thing that we were toying around with a couple weeks ago with Melaments, turning the theater, the Albion Theater, into a strip club for the night. Get some pole dancing and stuff like that, get some cards, stuff like that, like a community poker night.
Somebody actually threw a bachelorette party there last week or so.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, for those of you that if you plan on getting married into the game, I can actually perform the wedding. Hey, no, I don't. Not in this game. I performed it in Stowe, but I should get my credentials changed.
Okay, well, we have another question from Ocho, also posted on the forums. As CM, I assume the job is primarily to be a human face representing the game to the players. But how tight are the reins that Funcom is giving you? Will we be seeing lots of leaks, approved leaks obviously, of upcoming content if we follow you? Will we see a lot of behind-the-scenes work?
Well, I do hope to get some stuff out there. I can't make any promises. It's usually a bad idea. When you work at a gaming company making promises. I do want to get some teasers out, some stuff out. I know that issue 8 is. I did try, by the way. Issue 8 is.
Yes, we are biting our tongues here.
I'm biting my
I am
cookie
like
right
so
now.
biting my tongue.
I'm extremely excited because I can't wait to see everything that happens and everything that's included. It's it's very secret. It's like top secret. Like, I know more about Tokyo than issue 8. It's very top secret, and I believe that you're going to hear more soon. I can definitely sense that. I do want to get, tidbits and stuff occasionally to share because I like it when you guys are excited. We keep you more excited.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the reason why we keep on asking.
Uh-huh. And when you get these tidbits, do you think we can bring you back so you can share these tidbits? It could be like your cookie. We can make him a whole new segment just for you.
The
It'd be
cookie
like
corner.
a cookie corner. Yeah.
Sesma's Cookie Corner.
Uh-huh. Where she gives
Oh,
us the
dear.
crumbs. Where she gives us some crumbs from the secret world.
Well,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
we could make some money off of it. We could go to Albion Theater and use that tipping jar.
And get some
So-
tips.
Yeah, exactly. You want to find out more info? Please tip us, and depending on the tip, you get a tip
Well,
back.
technically, you'd have to tip her to get the the stuff. You couldn't tip us.
Hey, it doesn't matter. It's
I'll
a
take
tip.
cookies.
Well, you get cookies in the game, and I'll give you an Uber load of cookies. And speaking of cookies, which is totally not cookies, but we found out something a little while ago, and Tita had mentioned it, and I wanted to bring it up to everyone's attention, okay? There is something drastically cool that happened in the secret world, okay? And I'm not talking about floppy pooping on us. Yes, refer back to like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, we have discovered, and I'm so totally just like, cutting off a dev conversation just to bring this up because it's that important, okay? The next time you are in, that little marketplace in London or whatever, or wherever you get your tacos, okay? The next time you get your taco, take a taco and put it into your crafter, okay? Press Y on your keyboard, bring up your crafting thing, and put it into the disassembler. Guess what you'll get?
Only
If you
one,
want-
though.
Only one. Only put one in there. You will get nachos. We have nachos in the game, and no one ever figured that out until like just recently.
Yep, was it Dash?
It was Dash, and yes, our very own Dash just decided to, randomly take the tacos apart and I'll pump a nacho. Wow, how did you figure that one out, Dash? Anyway, what totally brought you to making a nacho? And Dash is not there at the moment. So anyway, moving back
She's
on.
eating.
Sorry.
She's eating nachos.
She's eating cookies.
Sorry. I was
You can put
having
a whole
some
stack in
technical
there.
difficulties.
You
Yeah,
can
I
put a
put
whole
the whole
stack in-
stack in there.
Oh yeah?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you put 25 tacos in and get 25 nachos come out?
No, just one at a time.
But still, how did you figure out the nacho thing? I've been wanting to bring that up.
I don't know. I just kind of did it one day when I was disassembling stuff. I know it's not that
as one
interesting.
does. Yeah, but I try to disassemble everything I found in the game, especially those items in the bank that you just cannot delete. You cannot do anything with it, like those barrels from Galactrix would know exactly the name of it, of Red Sargasso Sea or something like that from the Kingsmouth lair.
Well, there's mission items.
Mm-hmm.
Like the red Sargasso Sea. I don't know if you can delete. You can't. I can't even delete those sometimes.
I can't.
You can take them in your bag and pull them out and drop them on the floor.
I've tried. Sesma, can you pass that along to the devs for us, please? Yeah, we have lots of stuff that we can't delete out of our inventory because they're red.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it's.
as you just said, he put 91 tacos in and 100 nachos came out. Is that true?
I'm sorry. I'll have to reproduce that.
That is awesome. But yes, I totally interrupted the dev conversation just for nachos. So
Nachos are awesome.
I know they're not as cool. Wouldn't that be so cool if you put a nacho in and a cookie came out?
That would be weird.
That would be slightly weird. But I'm just since I said that, everyone listening to the Hall Street Access live And here in Argotha, yes, we're here in Argotha. Everyone just started yelling, nachos! It's like they explored it for the first time. And yes, we brought that to you first from Beyond the Veil. You have nachos in the game and you didn't know it. Okay, so where were we anyway? Sorry to interrupt. Where were you?
We were talking about all the possible goodies and, tactically placed leaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
cookie crumble corner.
I do hope we have more to tease you guys with soon. Because
That's good. We are dying to hear
Because you're all
something.
asking. You're all asking.
But you know what? I guess it's coming to the end of the month, and the game director's letter should be out next week, hopefully.
Yeah, should be coming soon.
Well, very soon.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge.
Cookie!
All right. So we have another person who submitted a question over Twitter. Raziel Ravenswarn. Now, we were toying and trying to pronounce your name. My apologies, my sincere apologies for mispronouncing your name. Please feel free to correct me, to berate me.
And notice how
to
I
not
pass
send me
that to
cookies. Yes, he always does that. Did I not say that before the show? I was asking the rest of the guys who were in the Secret World game room in our TeamSpeak. I was asking them, so how do you pronounce this? And everybody was slightly like scratching their
Ravenworm.
Reziel. Yeah, could be.
See, look at that first try. I know. It's a gift.
And I said, I just know that Xander's gonna be like, well, Antita, can you read those?
Yep.
Yeah. So, they posted not sure, I believe it's a she. They posted on the Twitter a question. What's your expectations of the community here in the Secret World?
I did see that question, and I'm trying to figure out what would I expect from you guys? What should I expect from you guys?
Cookie!
Like, it opened up this whole thing, and I was like, Well, I expect you guys to tell me, stuff that you're concerned about. I do try to stress it. I think I stress it a little too much, maybe. Private message me, whatever. I will get back to you. I will try to get back to you and tell you the things you want to know. Or if you have a concern or a suggestion or feedback, that's fine too. I expect you guys to, if you don't like something, like maybe we do an event and you didn't like it, I want you to tell me. If I expect you guys to be happy, I try to help make you guys happy.
So you're expecting us to be happy. That's the short.
I would like that, yeah.
Short
and
answer.
I also expect for you to enjoy the game as much as possible.
Well, I didn't like this one time in band camp. No, sorry. Wrong show. So you're Mike, I have a little off the side question here. Now, the Your Voice, will you be taking over and doing the Your Voice, or will that or does someone else do that now?
One of our moderators took it over after Amber's departure, or Mortea, however you might know her. Took it over, and he's still doing it, and we haven't, he seems happy doing it, and we haven't discussed me officially doing it or if he's going to continue doing it. We've just been trying to get it done. That's the main thing,
Well, that's teamwork.
Yeah, so we're working together to make sure it happens, make sure we stay on point with it. I don't want it to fall behind. If it falls behind, I will poke the people that I need to poke to get it back on track.
Well, that's awesome because
But we have. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's awesome because it's always good for a live growing community and a live growing MMO that the community has different avenues to contact or to ask questions, and the more avenues the community has, the better. So that's always good.
Absolutely.
I have a very, very important question over here.
Oh no.
That everybody wants an answer to.
How many cookies?
And it has nothing to do with cookies.
I was going to say, how many cookies do you eat in a day?
No.
Okay.
Your name, Sesma, is very, very unusual
Awesome.
to a lot of people out there. And they would like to know, how did you pick it?
Oh, okay. So what I've been telling people for years now that, and thinking at the same time, maybe one day someone's going to ask me this question at a pivotal point in my life. And I guess that would be today.
Oh, wow.
However, I have some bad news for you. I have really unfortunate is not reference to anything. It has no meaning whatsoever. It was actually, I guess there is some interesting side point here. So a lot of people know this about me, but I am a big fan of David Bowie. And David Bowie actually used a form of lyrical writing for one of his albums in 1997 called Earthling, where he basically wrote this song with random words. Like, he just picked random stuff, and that was his song. So one day in 1998, I needed a new name for a character for Ultima Online. Yes. And
Represent.
Exactly. And I took, 6 columns of letters, and I just randomly strung them together, and this is what happened.
And
So-
it turned out awesome.
Thanks.
See, this is the pivotal point in the moment in your life where you actually told us this, and then we tell you your name is awesome. So now you can go forth on into the rest of your life knowing that you are full of win and full of awesome, and you have cookies to boot.
Oh, you're too kind.
Actually, you like David Bowie. I like David Bowie too, and I used to play Sega Dreamcast a long time ago, and I had a game called Omnicron.
Yes.
And the leads, like every song in the game was from David Bowie, but that's the only song that I remember is the lead song. Omnicron, you didn't see it coming. That's the only song I remember from the whole game. And you think that I've searched it on Google because it gets stuck in my head every now and then. I've searched on Google and I can never find a bloody song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I know. It's okay. That is awesome. Yes, I actually love your name. It's actually really cool. And just to find out
It's
that you just
unusual.
you strung it together just like that, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Awesome. Did we have any more questions from the community that we had?
What was the first game you played? And what's your favorite games? Like, which games you actually play now? Do you even have the time to play the games?
Oh, I make time to play games.
Awesome.
I actually was prepared for this question, just in case, because I actually Googled the first game I ever played to make sure I got the name right. So the first game I ever played was sometime when I was 5 or 6 years old. My dad had gotten a Commodore 64. He was determined to turn me into a geek, so I have to give him kudos for that because it worked.
Thank you, Dad. You did awesome.
So the name of the game is Peanut Butter Panic. Yeah,
Peanut
it's like
Butter
this,
Panic?
Yeah, it's like this little game where there's 2 platforms, one on each side of the screen, and you have these little aliens that are on the platforms, and they have to use the platforms to propel themselves into the sky to eat sandwiches. Yeah. That was my first
I remember that game.
Uh-huh. Now, do you like peanut butter cookies?
I do. They're not my favorite, though.
Oh.
No.
I was just wondering if there's a correlation between peanut butter panic and the cookies.
No, but I love sandwiches.
So there you go. Everyone loves a sandwich.
I went on, obviously, like most, I guess, geeky kids do, to play console games and RPGs. My first action RPG was Zelda, the first one. My first RPG was Final Fantasy 2 or 4, however you want to call it. I just grew up in games, play games up until now. These days, MMOs, I kind of dabble. I don't have one MMO that I'm just like entrenched in any longer. Like when I played AO, it was like that was it. AO, Every MMO I've played extremely, intensively.
Did you ever
But
play
I'm just-
WoW?
Yeah, I've played WoW. I still have a WoW account. I
I'm
played WoW
sorry.
Beta 4, so
I'm sorry.
I'm not. I played Asheron's Call. I played Asheron's Call 2. I've have at least 30. I've dabbled in somewhat. Right now, I am still kind of hooked on Skyrim, really badly, like a lot.
I come and go with Skyrim. There are times when I'm absolutely in love with it and I want to play it intensely, and there's some times when it frustrates me and I back away. It's kind of a journey, a long journey.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Skyrim has this unique ability to be amazing and then really aggravating.
Yeah. So since now that you've unfortunately told me that you played Skyrim, I have to ask you the most important question ever. Have you, in fact, ever in Skyrim got shot in the knee?
No, I usually take arrows to the backside.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just because I'm usually running away.
Okay. Now, since you taught with Skyrim, do you use any of the mods for Skyrim?
I do. Up until recently, like when I first started playing Skyrim, I used no mods. I think the only thing I used was the ENB shader that you can get to improve the lighting and the shadows in the game, which was very basic and didn't cause problems. Later last year, I tried just modding the heck out of my Skyrim, like all the cool kids do, and it did not work. It crashed all the time. But I formatted my system and made sure everything was cool, because I needed to clean it out. I'm kind of a finicky geek when it comes to my computer, I like to keep it dusted, I like to keep it clean. So then I reinstalled, and now I do use a handful of mods. Not a whole lot, because I don't want to change it into a different game entirely, and some of them do. And I want to keep the original feel of Skyrim. I just want it to look a little bit prettier.
Mm-hmm. Now you keep referring yourself as a geek. Now, do you dabble in comics, like in TV shows, movies, stuff like that? Where is your geekdom lie? Does it lie solely with games, or do you read comics? Do you watch lots of different geeky TV shows or sci-fi shows and movies and such?
I'm kind of all over the place, to be honest. I did read comics when I was a teenager. I still actually have a couple of boxes full of old comics. I was a big fan of Wildcats before Image ruined it. I hated what they did after, I can't remember the lead writer. I don't want to say it was Jim Lee. I think it was Jim Lee. I could be wrong. But then they had some new writers, and I hated it, so I didn't read it anymore, and just got frustrated. And I'll pick up a comic every now and then. I'm a huge Batman fan. I love Batman. I'm not caught up on the comics, so don't quiz me on the comics, because there's so many out there. It's just hard to read them all. I grew up watching weird stuff with my dad. X-Files. I'm into all the weird TV shows. I've recently finished Supernatural. I've watched, the IT Crowd, which is great. If you've not seen the IT Crowd,
which is making another episode for all you IT Crowd fans out there.
Oh, I thought they stopped after the 4th season.
They're actually doing it very soon, I believe.
I think
is it a new episode or a new season?
One new episode, but I think it's going to be like an hour long.
What's season of what?
IT Crowd.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that one.
You should definitely watch it. It's on Netflix too.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Otherwise, I'm kind of the person that has too many hobbies and not enough time. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. So, well, it's been. Go ahead.
I do have another question though. You mentioned your involvement with Gridstream Productions. You said that they taught you a lot about music, and you mentioned that you're a David Bowie fan. So, what kind of music do you listen to? Do you jam to?
Oh, that's a good question. When I was with Gridstream at the time, I was heavily into metal. And that was pretty much the point of my show. It was the Meltdown, and it was a lot of different music, but it was also leaning towards metal, because I am a little bit of a closet metalhead. I like all sorts of music. I won't generally listen to modern country just because I prefer the older country with like the Johnny Cash and Emmylou Harris, all the older stuff that had that, I guess, old kind of country feel to it. I'll listen to some rap too. I like all sorts of music. I've gotten a little bit more into dubstep lately because my boyfriend really likes it. But
you cannot escape
You
it,
can't
so
really
you might as
escape
well
it.
start listening to it.
yeah.
What
But,
about
yeah.
classical?
Oh, Vivaldi is my favorite, which is why that one mission, if you know about it, wink wink. I'm not gonna ruin it. There's that one mission, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite
Shadowy Forest one?
classical
It's
music.
back in Kingsmith, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a Kingsmith
Yeah.
mission.
Really
Oh,
old.
I remember.
One of the
I remember
first
where you had
investigation
to.
missions.
Oh, I love that.
I remember.
I loved that.
I also like Bach. I'm not a big fan of Beethoven, though. No, I never
Oh,
really
cool.
liked.
I'm glad you. What about Mozart?
Oh wait, no, I do like Beethoven. It's Mozart I don't like very much. I didn't.
Okay,
I just don't like Mozart.
I always feel guilty when people ask me about Mozart, and I just go like, meh.
I do
They're like,
too, don't
how
you?
can you not? How can you not love that music? It's like because I just don't. Like my favorite is Johann Strauss, an Austrian. I love his Vienna waltzes, and oh my god,
Oh, yeah.
I could just picture myself, in a grandiose dress and just flying through the air, not even touching the ground. Dancing.
I know what you mean.
It's
I also-
awesome.
Tchaikovsky's also pretty nice.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Can I
I'm a
give
big
a
fan
shout
of
out to
Holst
Mahler
myself.
here? Gustav Mahler.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
Why not? Any
This is the point where you shut out now.
what?
Well,
This
she
is
just
the point
did.
where you shut out. Oh, okay. Slightly confused. You broke the show.
Loud noises.
Yes. Give your shout out again, just so we can make it clear.
I'm sorry. Oh, I was just mentioning Gustav Mahler. Fantastic composer.
Oh, there you
Vibrant.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you said. I wasn't sure.
Now, right here inside Argatha, this is one of the coolest things, is everyone's trying to get out their shems. I got mine. Mine's the Shem of Crawling Plague, and they're trying to summon the Gatekeeper, but mine's stupid. Mine's just looking at me like this like deer caught in the headlights, if you could see his
They
eyes.
have the lunar one? Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I want the lunar metal one. That's so pretty.
Oh, you can send in a petition.
Oh.
It's a running joke
Yeah,
on the show.
actually, didn't Joel say that they will? Was it Joel who said that at a later date there will be another event?
Yeah.
As a reward, it will give out the lunar pet, simply because there was a lot of bugs happening during the first anniversary event with Fusang, and especially with this pet, because everybody wanted it, but Fusang just wasn't being cooperative, and there will be an event in the future. At least that's what I believe it was said, that will have, as a reward, will give out the lunar metal pet. So,
Hey.
keep
I
on
will-
tuning in.
I will keep track of that too and make sure it happens. Hopefully.
No, it
I'm
will.
gonna-
There's
I'm gonna
plenty
see
of
Joel
stuff
soon.
coming our way in TSW. It's really an exciting time, and we're all looking forward to this new augment system and the scenarios that Joel has talked about, and we are like dying for more information about it. So any bits and pieces that Funcom wants to release as
Send
soon
them
as
to
possible.
Send them to us. One of us.
Just let us know.
That actually brings up another question. Since you're on the dev team and you're the community manager, when issue 8, or maybe if you want to backtrack to issue 7, would you be partaking in like the alpha release for the issues? So like, obviously, you have the devs that create the content, and so does the rest of the staff. Do they get in on the content once it's all put together and you guys start testing it? Then they go and tweak it a little bit and then start putting it out to the test server. Have you been in? You got sneak peeks of your own content?
Yeah, I can. Once it's available, like an actual working model of it, it is possible to go through, and most of it, like some content is not possible, but most of it is possible to go through and see what's going on with it, make suggestions or see if something's broken that they might not have caught. I do from time to time.
That's
And it's
pretty
nice.
cool and exciting.
And it's nice to be able to check it out.
Okay, and that was Sesma. So Sesma, please, you can stay for the rest of the show. Obviously, we always want you to sit here and hang out with us. But right now, we're gonna go and listen to Phase Big Deck.
Hello, friends. Have you ever been out slaying monsters with a friend, and you get your deck lined up to penetrate the armor of a foe, just to have your friend jump in front of you with his superior deck and pound that monster ever so quick and hard that you didn't even see it coming? Well, I'm here to tell you, I've been in that very same uncomfortable position, and it made me angry that my deck did not stand up to my friends. To avoid an embarrassing situation, listen to Phase Big Deck, where I'll help you understand the deepest unknown features of your deck so that you will be able to lift your head up high the next time you are out with your friends. I hope you will listen to Phase Big Deck on Beyond the Veil live every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, or check us out through HollowSweetMagazine.com. Hey all, and welcome to Phase Big Deck. Today we have another one of my fellow castmates' decks given to me in my hand. And now I know that he sort of passed around a deck last week with Xander. He kind of touched Xander's deck, but I wanted his deck directly. So he gave me this My Bloody Hammer Time deck, and I got to play around with him. And he's in studio. Say hi, Galactrix.
Hi.
So we're going to interview Galactrix about his deck. And we're going to try to make this a little bit more speedy. I know usually I take time and explain every little last detail, but we're going to kind of run through this because we don't want to take too much of everyone's time up today. So we're going to start out with the actives. And the first one that you picked was Ignition. What do you like about Ignition?
Well, the main thing is that it's a quick fireball, but it's also a strike attack, which, I have a bunch of passives in this build that increase the damage of that as well.
Yep, and we're going to get the passives right after the actives. So the next one, of course, is Flame Strike. What do you think about Flame Strike?
That's the consumer that, after I build up a few, resources with Ignition, I use Flame Strike, and that's also a strike attack, which is pretty much why I picked that one as well.
Now, one thing I didn't mention is this is primarily an elemental and blood deck. So the next one that you picked was the first blood ability, which is Bloodshot. What can you tell me about this?
What I like about this one is that it's instant cast, and it's also, it's also, it only consumes 2 blood resources, which you will be building up with Ignition, because that gives you resources on both weapons.
Yep, I also saw that it also causes an Afflict to hit on the target, and it does, for me, 935 magical damage. But it also says, which is odd, is it also says, or 1028 magical damage if the target is afflicted. So, I can't remember, do you have any builders on here that actually afflict a target?
Well, the thing is about this build is that that attack will do extra damage if the target's afflicted. So there is a passive on there in the build called Bloodsport, which causes every hit you do to cause your target to be afflicted.
All right, cool. All right, the next one, of course, this is a little bit different to having a build. This one is blood magic as well. It's Exquisite Corpse. Can you explain what Exquisite Corpse does?
Exquisite Corpse puts a barrier around you or a defensive target, so you can actually put a barrier around someone else if you wanted to. It also consumes 2 blood resources. What I like about this one is that it reflects 50% of incoming damage back to your attacker, so you're shielding yourself and also causing damage on them as well.
So you want them to hit you with a very big attack when you have this on, right?
Possibly. I prefer them not to hit me, but this barrier helps.
All right, the next one we have is Anima Charge. I know this is a very early on first tier ability. What do you use this for?
Well, mainly this is used for the next ability that's in the build, which is Thor's Hammer, so that I can just charge up with Anima Charge and then launch any elemental attack without the need for any resources being consumed. So I could either use Thor's Hammer or Flame Strike.
All right, well, speaking of Thor's Hammer, I see that Thor's Hammer is also a strike attack.
Yep.
And then the last one, the one you picked for your elite is My Bloody Valentine. Now there's a couple things I've never used that I've used for the first time. Have you used this My Bloody Valentine before?
No, this is the first time I used it in this deck. I picked it because I saw it and I thought, I want to use this. It's got a cool name. That's probably why the deck is kind of named after this and the Thor's Hammer, like, combined.
Yeah, I noticed that too, because here, I mean, it's got a very long definition. Can you sum up what this barrier actually does?
Well, first of all, it puts a barrier around yourself which absorbs all 100% of incoming damage. So that's pretty cool. And when that gets destroyed by people attacking you, it explodes and causes everything around it to be damaged in an area around you. Like it says 117 damage for me, but I don't know if that's different for you.
Yeah,
and once it hits all the enemies, you get another barrier around yourself that absorbs 100% damage.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool little graphic too when I first used it. Like I said, I hadn't used this, I hadn't used Ignition before, I hadn't even used Flame Strike before, so it was 3 new abilities for me to use. So now, let's see why we use so many strike abilities by looking at our passive. Your first passive was, of course, aptly named Improve Strikes. It increases the damage and healing of strike abilities by 7.5%. What healing abilities are a strike ability? Have you actually seen a healing ability that's a strike, or is that just, it's not a strike, it's a heal?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into that.
I stumped you. Alright, the next passive. Social Dynamo. Whenever you critically hit with strike abilities, all group members gain a single stack of critical rating effect, which increases crit rating by 30 per stack for 8 seconds, and it stacks up to 5 times. So let's see, if we do the math, what's 30 times 5?
150.
150 crit rating. That's actually really, really nice. So the next one I have here is, oh wait, it says something about strike abilities. It's called Punisher. Strike attacks also cause the target to become weakened by a single stack of debilitated effect, which reduces all damage dealt by 3% per stack for 10 seconds. And of course this stacks up to 10 times. So that means that damage dealt increases by 30%. That's quite an increase. And I've noticed my opponents have almost got weakened every single time I strike them, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then
it actually says
what does
it
it
actually
say?
says it reduces all damage dealt by 30.
There you
3%
go.
is that.
Reading is fundamental. Alright, so the next one is Strike Force. Once again, this deals with strike attacks. It increases the penetration chance of strike attacks by 7.5%. This is definitely good. One thing I like to mention to most people before they spec in something that increases pen or something that increases hit or anything like that, although these are really nice, and because it's a strike build, that's always going to proc for you. is if you're just soloing, you don't need more than like 400 pen easy. So this wouldn't necessarily, increase too much unless you're going up against bigger creatures. What was the main reason you picked this to put this in?
Mainly because of the next passive that you haven't read out yet, so you might want to read that one first.
All right, so the next passive says Twist the Knife. Whenever you penetrate, you also gain 1 stack of a beneficial effect, which increases all damage. Here's my increases all damage by 3% for 10 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. So it's about 9% increase of damage. So basically what you're doing is you're padding your penetration to make sure that it hits more so that it will actually proc your Twist the Knife, right?
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. Bloodsport. Passive ability. Whenever you hit a target, it becomes afflicted with a damage over time effect that deals 19 physical damage per stack for 3 seconds. This effect stacks up to 3 times. You do a glancing hit against the target. Oh, if you do a glancing hit against the target, this effect is removed. Why do you like Bloodsport?
So mainly because it says with every hit, your target will become afflicted. So no matter what you're doing, like with the Flame Strike or the Thor's Hammer, your target should become afflicted.
Cool. All right. So for your elite, you pick Livewire. This states whenever you critically hit, you gain a Livewire counter. When this counter reaches 4, your next critical hit triggers an additional hit. For me, it says 1,173 magical damage. So now, I'm a little confused on the wording on this. Do you get a counter every single time you critically hit, correct? It's not, it hits once and then counts to 4, right?
Yeah, you have to do 4 critical hits.
Okay. So when you go out and you use this, do you have a certain pattern or rotation that you use? Or do you base it on your individual fights?
I kind of base it on the individual fights. If I'm doing just a random, like a cultist running towards me, I kind of just use the builder and build up a couple of resources, maybe 2 on each weapon, and just Bloodshot and Flame Strike, and they're usually dead by then. So that's pretty cool. But if I'm going up against the boss, I might do an opening strike with Anima Charge and then Thor's Hammer.
Yeah, like I said, I used this yesterday for both the Egypt dailies, the Transylvania dailies, and 5 El Dorado matches. And I'm one of those who I don't always have a set pattern of a rotation with any build. I like to try them different ways versus different people. But generally what I found worked the best with this exact build is I found myself using Ignition to pull, and I'd go up to about 4 stacks. And then if I was fighting like a boss, I would hit my Anima Charge and then hit my Thor's Hammer, and then I would have both 4 stacks of blood and 4 stacks of elemental, which means I could use Flame Strike twice, and I could use Bloodshot twice. So by that time, hopefully anything would be dead.
Yep, and also all the time spam the My Bloody Valentine whenever it comes off cooldown, because you just shield yourself, and then you should be fine for the rest of the fight. And it only has a 20-second cooldown, so you can, by the time it's expired, usually it's back up again.
Yeah, I did like that. It was definitely, it's weird using barriers when I'm like soloing, because I never really thought about doing it before, even though, I know with the reflect barrier, it's always nice, because, if you do get in a clinch, and this is not really built for taking on like a whole bunch of multiple people. It's really more single onesie twosies. So that Exquisite Corpse, like you were explaining to me off the air, you were explaining to me that you got a little bit of a pinch and you had to hit those barriers back and forth and basically have everyone kill themselves, correct?
Yep. Those barriers come in handy. What I didn't mention before was that while you have the My Bloody Valentine barrier around you, it does a heal over time on you as well. And so does Exquisite Corpse. It heals you, but when you activate it.
Yeah, that definitely helps. If you're doing damage to them and it's healing you at the same time, that's a win-win.
Yep.
All right. Well, like I said, I always go through and I try and just tweak a couple things. So I'll give you my quick tweaks. They were real short. There wasn't that many this week. I kept a lot of the things in a lot of the same spots. The only things is, like I was telling you off air, I changed a couple passives. The first one I actually got rid of was the increase the damage of all healing of damage and healing of strike abilities by 7.5%. Because the good majority of your spells are elementalism, I exchanged that with the elemental precision, which gave you 10% more damage for all your elementalism skills. That way, instead of 7.5, you're actually doing 10% with the majority of the spells that you use. And then the other one that I got rid of was I got rid of the twist the knife, which it would have made more sense now that I'm looking at it to get rid of the strike force, because I already have enough pen for soloing that I would probably get twist the knife to strike off anyway. So I would actually get rid of put that back, replace the strike force with what I actually replaced with, which is high voltage, which improves your anima charge to cause the very next thing that you use, which of course we use it for Thor's hammer. There's not too many other abilities I've ever known anyone to use it, to critically strike. And because that critically strikes, you're automatically going to get one of your live wire counters. And then as far as the reason it's called My Bloody 2.0 is I actually did get rid of the My Bloody Valentine, and I ended up putting the hard reset, which is on the elemental focus, which gets, of course, your 10% bonus, and it's a single target attack that deals 1650. And I like the effect on it. I've never used it before, but you like fly up in the air and you like all of a sudden have these X-Men goggles on and you shoot down at your opponent. So I thought that was really cool. And that's really the only ability I actually added to this. The only thing I switched up was that. And then what I would do is both in PvE and PvP, I had the exact same rotation. I'd do ignition 4 times, I'd hit my anima charge, throw off my hammer, which critically hits, then I would hit flame strike twice, bloodshot twice, and hopefully the guy would be dead. But if he's not, hard reset to finish him off. And then if he's firing back at me, it's always good to keep your exquisite corpse up throughout the whole thing. That way he's killing himself too. So you're just doing damage after damage after damage. But in all, I thought this was a great deck, and I thought it was really good. I'm going to be trying it both ways for a while. And I know that... when did you make this deck?
I made it a couple of months ago, actually. It was pretty random, because I was just standing around with other people, and then I noticed that one of the other people we play with, Myastis, was using Blood Magic and Elemental, and I didn't have a deck that did use both of those in combination, so I thought, I'll try and make one of those.
And just to let the audience know, what we have came up with as we were both out walking around yesterday is we ended up putting on Diamond Grit and the Chainsaw at the same time to give you yet another reflective barrier. So when you're out and you're about to do this massive attack on a guy, you hit that Diamond Grit first, then do your thing, and you're pretty much taking all those hits and just reflecting them back. So you have double reflect and massive damage, which is just makes this build really killer, especially if you have a high level of gear. So, anything else you want to say there, Galactrix?
No, that's pretty much it. Thanks for the tip about the elemental precision. I'm using that in the build now as well. I did also make another change to the passives. I changed Social Dynamo for Iron Maiden after you kind of, made me think about it.
What does Iron Maiden do?
Iron Maiden, whenever you penetrate a target that's afflicted, you gain more penetration chance effect. So, so now I've got even more penetration chance.
You just like to penetrate your foes. But until next time, this has been Faye's Big Deck. Thanks for coming in, Galactrix. We'll see you in studio.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
Hammer time!
Doom, doo, 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 choo, choo, doo, choo, choo, choo. I can't help it. Doom, doo, doo, doo. Anyway, so that was Faye's big deck, and wow, that was a lot. Wow, I'm actually thinking about trying out this deck too because I love Ellie, and I'm really not really much into blood, but I think I might actually try that out. But Myth, and Dash, I'm throwing you guys under the bus. Twitterverse experience now, please.
He meant to say experiment.
That too.
Okay, so first off, last week Richard Sonic wanted for people to go to the Albion Theater and take pictures of them performing Shakespeare. And he posted that at Bryn Troy, don't even ask me how to spell that, won with her performance of A Midsummer Night's Dream. So congratulations to Bryn Troy. And
awesome.
in new news, a old account, Courtoy, which is at 531-32697. For those of you who weren't around just before issue 6, this is the account that got us looking into the time tombs and the graveyards. And now they posted giving some cryptic clues and a set of coordinates. The clues being the ocean breathes salty, 7 Nation Army, videotape, I will, and then I will, 50 degrees south, 100 degrees west. The current theory is that this is related to the bloop, which is a currently undefined sound emanating from the ocean that has baffled scientists for years, and many believe that it is originating at or near the location of the sunken city of Relay, where Cthulhu sleeps. So that's going to be fun. Back to you, Xander.
And I'm throwing it over to Antita.
Well, Myth and Dash have already told us about the Twitterverse experiment and how it's actually the writers of the in-game content that are behind the Twitter accounts. But Sesma, can you I was always wondering, how many people do you guys have on staff that are actually creating the written content, that are creating the missions and creating the story? Do you actually, I don't want to say outsource, but do you have all the writers are on Funcom staff who do the writing in the game? Do you know?
Right, yeah, right now, as far as I'm aware, yes, they're all Funcom staff members, and they all kind of work together, on the content. The live team is very much meshing with itself to create new content for the game, and the writers are amazing. Like Scrivenomancer.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Scrivenomancer posts on the forum. I'm sure you've seen him on there, and he baffles me. Like I am just in awe of the things that he thinks up.
I know, it's just like their creativity has no boundaries.
I'm jealous.
It's just, I know, right? It's just awesome to have this talent pool that you guys have there, and the sheer creativity of the people there. I mean, they would have to work tightly together as a team in order to put out such great content and such great storylines. When issue 6 first came out, we were all commenting how it's a great story, it's a great story arc, it's just great chain of missions, game wise as well as story wise. And we were just saying back in February, well, we just don't see how Funcom can top it off. And then issue 7 came along, and the story was the first thing that everybody was just like, wow. And of course, snowmobiles.
Of course.
And I have to put in this. I love like the writers are like a total cornucopia of awesomeness. Okay, and like when you guys became 1 year old, we became 1 year old. You know, we launched the day of you guys launching. You know, and currently we are the only launch podcast out there. Talk show. Sorry, slap myself. We are the only. We're only
This
the
is the
launch
second
talk
time.
I know.
Hello?
Everyone's been saying it, and I keep correcting them, and then I got infected with the filth. A big flippin' flopping bird pooped on me a little while ago, and that's the whole thing. You know, the poop made me say podcast, not talk show.
That's historian.
The poop
He's
did it.
sticking to it.
Is it a poop cast?
Yeah, it's a poop cast. Right now, it's a poop cast. This is pretty much lots of filth here. But
how is it not ever a poop cast?
Hey, Rowan.
Hi guys.
Rowan. Hi.
How are you?
We are awesome. Get to the studio now.
Rowan is another member of our talk show.
Currently on vacation.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah,
we miss you.
He's our lore master, and
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you too. I was very sad when I found out that they were going to be doing the interviews, and I was afraid that my hotel internet would not hold up.
Oh.
Well, you're here, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Did you have any quick questions you want to ask her before we move on?
I don't. My mind is full of business stuff instead of game stuff. Sorry.
Phew.
Okay, she dodged that.
I have a question. I have a question for Rowan.
Okay.
Where are you, like, on a happy vacation? Are you?
No, I am actually in El Paso, Texas.
Having nachos.
It's not. Yeah, it's not entirely unpleasant, but no,
Well, that's
it's
good.
pretty much all work.
Gotcha.
Is it hot?
You know what? It's not as hot as it is near Austin.
I hope
Which
you're.
is where I'm from from Central Texas, and so it's actually cooler here and drier, of course, which is always.
That's always weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But I was making a comment there that you guys turned 1 year. You had your 1 year anniversary. We had our 1 year anniversary, right? So we kind of branded our second year as like issue 2. We are no longer Beyond the Veil. 1 year. It's Beyond the Veil issue 2. Now the reason why I had mentioned this because when you had talked about the writers, now when we played issue 7, since we had our big anniversary on the anniversary, and then when issue 7 was released, it was like the next show, and we were doing lots of renovations here and stuff like that. Issue 2, yay! And I had actually upgraded. I had to because of you guys. You guys forced me to upgrade our our rating, from family fun to like adult content, because I could not go through the episode talking about issue 7 without saying that Lilith is a crazy bitch. Oh my god, pressing all the frickin' buttons all the time. And I said frickin', it's okay. All the frickin' buttons all the time, and she just totally drove me crazy, and I totally went bonkers. Halfway through the mission, I wanted to kill her, and then at the end of the mission, it's like, whoa. I totally did not see that coming. The writers are totally awesome.
They are. So I was in the same opinion. Like, how can they top it, right? I mean, it's not like I sit in with them while they're writing their stuff. I generally don't find out about it until like it's established, and it's like, how can they top it? And then I'm just floored, and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, they just seem to have this clear-cut vision as a team where they're going. I guess it's partly also down to how the team is run and, how Joel Bylos as creative director is approaching everyone. And he talked a little bit about that previously, so I'm not going to repeat it, but it's a credit to all of you guys out there who are currently working. I can't speak for the other 2 games, but for The Secret World, it's just awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. I got to give them props there. It's all them. They're the best.
And what makes a very successful game is not just the devs. It's not just the devs and the game and the PCs and the computers and the ones and the zeros and the shading and the algorithms and the clothing and all. Well, okay, the clothing is freaking awesome in this game. Everyone can agree on that. So that's like, you can go so without saying. But, you know, I could have.
But we have something.
I could have segued into the clothing thing, but I was not going there. I was going to the community thing.
Yes.
What? Oh, yeah, yes.
We have to talk about that.
Talk about what? Okay, now I'm confused.
Community thing. Community.
What, okay,
Forget about the bikini, speedos, the straw hat.
Wait, there are bikinis?
Yes, there's
Yeah.
bikinis in the game now, dude. I so want. Maybe I shouldn't say that on here. I was gonna say, where's Lone Star Belle? Where's her in her bikini? Anyway,
I see
and
how
there's a
it
new
is.
hat. There's a new hat too. Okay, I'm totally flibustered now. And TM, I had to remember to say that.
Flibustered?
Flibustered. Yeah.
That's so great.
I totally made up a whole new word, and it's internet crazed right now. I have no idea how to spell it. Maybe we should have a contest. How do we spell flibustered? Anyway, but what was the community thing that I was going to talk about? Because I was so going somewhere, and then you said that, and now I'm confused. Where am I going?
Funcom is putting out this call for another round of art to be put into the game. They want people, players, art lovers out there to actually create an outfit.
Yes.
So if you design one, if you have already sketched something a long time ago about, and you know, you have a sketch or you have this vision in your mind, what kind of outfit you would like to wear in the game, now is your chance, because Funcom will take, they've opened up a thread on the forums, okay? And you can go in there, you can read all the rules that are there, how to enter, what are the rules about submitting your artwork. And it will guide you through everything. If you don't have your question answered in any of those threads, feel free to respond, to ask for an answer, and it will be answered probably the same day, if not even within a few hours. Yeah, because that thread is just growing like wow. It already has 10 pages with like I think over 10 entries, or around about 10 entries, and they are all great, each in its own way. So if you have an idea, you're listening to this, you have an idea about an outfit that you would like to see be put in the game, sketch it. You know, digitally do it on the computers with any of the programs that you know how to use, but
Or by
don't
hand.
or by hand. Like I said, sketch it.
Drawn on paper and just taking a photo of it, and some of those are fantastic.
Exactly. Do not be shy. Even if you can only draw stick figures, do it. And post it out there. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe just, you know, this will be the time that your submission, your outfit will be chosen as one of the 10 that Funcom and its developers will, I don't even know how they're going to do that, honestly.
Well, they're gonna rank
I think
them.
they're going to have a really tough time. But the plan is for the Funcom developers to actually take 10 submissions, and then their
female,
top
5 male.
5 female, 5 males, that's right, and post them on the forum saying, okay, these are our top 10, pick one and let the community pick their favorite, and that favorite is going to get put into the game. So, you know, you never know. It could be one of yours. So get sketching.
This was an example of what I do. This was exciting for me because it was like the first big thing that came to my plate when I started. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this art contest and get this, this outfit art contest going. Okay, cool. It was really awesome working with developers and the rest of the community team.
This was your idea?
No. This wasn't my idea, but it required coordinating with me as well as the community team and other teams within the staff. The idea was brought to me by our developers, and I'm like, okay, let's make this happen. And we eventually got it on the board. And I'm super excited. All the entries are great. I love seeing creativity from the community because I've been there. I've been in the community providing creativity. I know how exciting it is, and I can't wait to see what comes of it.
I have an idea for another contest after this one.
Oh. Okay, let's just quickly just say that the contest started running on August 16th, and it will run until September 15th. So you still have, 3 weeks to go.
I wish I could
enter. And you're not limited to just one design. You can enter as many designs as you would like. So don't.
get sketching.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is, just remember, lead designer Tilty had mentioned on the forums that the outfit should not be faction specific. They have stated on the thread in the forums that they will look into creating faction specific clothing at a later contest. So that's also something that's going to be coming up later on. So maybe in a way, you can already start thinking about that in preparation for that contest. But for now, the outfit that you submit should not be faction specific, and the winning outfit will be wearable as a normal PvP outfit. But it can be inspired by PvP outfits and could be more of a body armor than your, let's say, traditional Sunday clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is, sorry, Xander.
Go on.
Just one more sentence. If your concept is unisex, it is recommended to submit a version for both genders. It can be on the same concept so that the developers can see how it fits each body type.
But we'll go into more information about this next week, as we're going to keep an eye on this contest because it's going to be running for another 3 weeks. So with we're gonna go and talk about the art that's up there right now. Once more is added, I know Dash, our very own Dash, and I myself are going to be putting some submissions in. So this weekend itself, I have allotted the whole weekend after work to just sit down with a pen and scribble. I want to scribble. But we're gonna put some submissions in ourselves, and we'll see what happens. But yes, we're gonna follow this contest very closely for up until the end, and just like we have with all the contests. But yes, quick thing that I thought about. Something that we've talked about a lot on the show, and an idea for maybe a possible contest for you guys later on. And it involves art, it involves the community, so this might be right up your alley. Weapons. We have lots of cool, one of the things that Gigabyte here, our very own Gigabyte, keeps asking and asking and asking. He wants a bloody hammer that looks like a stop sign, or like the one of the weapons that the ghouls use, like the posts and stuff like that, and maybe a weapon design contest, so we can get some cool new skins in the game.
That would
stuff
be
like
awesome.
that. Maybe that's for a possible later on contest.
That would be pretty cool. I agree.
I love weapons, but like I said before, that was a perfect segue into what I was saying, but this wasn't what I was saying. But we're going to segue back to where I was going. And an MMO, yes, with all the zeros and the ones and everything I said a little while ago, an MMO is also about the community too. And we have, like I said before, we have Astur and Vervi here in the studio tonight because we just had a hell of a time. Last Sunday we had a hell of a time here on Hollow Suite Live Access broadcasting the monthly duel tournament. Now, lots of cool things happened, and it was just a uber hell of a time. While a motorcycle goes past my house, we had a blast. All kinds of the action was phenomenal. And the thing is, we had an episode. We keep saying this every time we broadcast these dual tournaments. That we keep saying that we had this episode where we talked about the pros and cons, especially over the issue 7 experience when you had to go into Fusang to get the golem, and a lot of PvEers were upset, trying to get into the golem, and there's a whole thing on the forums about it and stuff like that. And then it was almost kind of an upsetness or whatever, but a lot of PvPers have misconceptions when it comes to PvP, and the mentality of PvPers. They go in and they see PvPers saying "eat balls" or something like that, just slang talk, this and that and the other thing. But the thing is, when you actually sit down and get to know them and have fun, oh my God, the sportsmanship. The absolute sportsmanship was brilliant. Win or lose, people are sitting there. They'll actually go back onto into the tournament ground where they're fighting, even though they're dead. They'll go back and just bow, like gracious and like thank you. That was a great fight, and like yeah, you just lost, but you're thanking the opponent that has pwned you, and it's just this sheer sportsmanship. And PvP is a sport, and I think a way of life too. And that's why I asked Chur and Vervi to come here. You guys are big time PvP. And the thing is, well, we have the standings. Okay, I can't pronounce third place.
Seelan Wandler.
Seelan Wandler got third place in this tournament. Okay, now second place was kind of like a wow moment, really. Cognitor got second place.
Cognitor, yeah. That was unexpected.
Yeah. And we have, Astur, that's here, won the first place. So you're like the champion, the Grand Pumbaa. So how are you tonight? Yay, here's your spotlight. Boom, razor beams.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm having fun, doing awesome.
Hey, that's my line.
TM. So tell us, and we also have Vervi here. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I only have the standings for the top 3, but you were in the tournament too. And so was it our very own M Dash? And we were so bloody proud of you, Dash. You did awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
No, a lot of the PvPers are saying, "Oh my God, she's not in with full 10.4 gear. She is way brave, and we're proud she didn't end last. So yay." But we would have been proud if you were last anyway, because you were our Dashi. But no, you guys totally rocked. Now, can you guys tell us about the PvP community? A lot of PvEers have the misconception, and when you actually sit there, and I think Sesmra can actually back me up on this. Like we sat there filming and doing everything for the PvP contest, and just the sportsmanship alone and how courteous everyone was, and just it was totally awesome. There's a big misconception.
It was pretty amazing. I thought I was impressed. I was highly impressed because having played so many MMORPGs and seen so many different types of PvP, it's just amazing how organized and great everyone was to each other.
Yeah, it's a close-knit community, and the more people, we need more PvPers.
Actually, that's kind
you
of
need
where
more
I
new
came
blood.
Astor, I'm actually a new PvPer. I wasn't in the tournament. I came to watch. And,
I thought you were in.
No, I
my
will
bad.
be, though.
Yay!
So the way I look at PvP is, PvP is the game. The secret world itself, that's the adventure.
Right,
Yep.
and the hardest
I would
monster in the
second that.
game are other players.
Say that again.
The hardest creature in the game are other players. Totally unpredictable.
That's what I love about it, and that's actually what was impressive about watching you fight.
Yeah, all the movements and counters, and people think it's just impair. Whoever hits first wins. It's really not about that. If you watch the video, you can see how me and Cogniteer were dancing everywhere. Each of those moves were skillfully just placed. Like, we both ran off from each other to heal up, ate our tacos, came back to fight, cooldowns, you name it. There's a bunch of variables that go into it.
How many tacos did you... Sorry, how many tacos did you eat during that match?
And would you switch to nachos now that you know about them?
I'm going to test if nachos heal as much as tacos do, so that's my first
apparently
test.
they didn't.
I only ate one taco just to heal out of that back area, because once he rocket jumped off, I noticed it was a good time to rocket jump the other way. That way he couldn't catch up.
That's all part of the skill and the master the plan.
Yeah, there's a lot of tactical decisions that go into PvP I haven't even considered before.
When Cogniteer beat me that one round, I was foolish enough to take out my rocket launcher, put my chainsaw on so I could use timber for an extra 4K hit. It turns out I took out my rocket jump. When I went to attack him, he ran away, and all my timers went off. I had breaching shot and I believe, reckless, and just all those timers were to waste. That way he could heal past everything. You need those buffs to get through his barrier.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed, Asher, just watching, is that there seems to be a little bit of a game when you're with your opponent before you both take a bow. You switch decks, they switch decks, you switch decks again, just so that there's a degree of unpredictability in terms of which deck or which weapon set you're coming against them with. Is that what we're seeing?
It could be. There are tactics like that. I know I'm going to be using that. I made a new build just for him, so I'll definitely be playing a little trick by switching my weapons out really quick.
What'd you call it?
So he can't predict. What's that?
What'd you call the deck?
You mean the original one or the new one that I'm making? The new one doesn't have a name just yet.
Oh, we should have.
So it's deck like it's called Deck 2003. Like how many decks do you actually have?
I think I only have 3 spots left out of buying all the decks I could. I do some PvE, mostly PvP. I am PvP builds out of anywhere. I just make them up, and whatever works. I mean, you keep making new stuff, add stuff, change passives out. You can have tons and tons of builds.
Mm-hmm.
How often are you sparring in PvP?
Actually, I used to be in Cogniteer's Cabal, and basically all they did was ED, El Dorado. They would do Stonehenge just for hours upon hours. I recently left them to do my own thing. Nothing against ICO. ICO is a great PvP Illuminati Cabal, if anyone's looking into that. But I just left to do my own thing, and now I do one-on-one with my good friend Shirel.
Oh, she's fantastic.
She is awesome.
She's
awesome.
Utterly incredible.
I killed her. I did. I'm so proud. It only took 3 other people to attack her, and then she killed them when she only had like 5 health left. I came and
Yeah, it took about, I think, between 5 and 10 Templars to bring her down.
She is awesome. Yeah.
I think she must have. Go ahead, Asher.
I'm sorry. Me and Shirel would just practice for hours upon hours before tournaments, and that truly practice is everything. It's all about skill, aside from build.
I must have been looking utterly pathetic the first time I went into Fasang, because she found me and helped me out a little bit and gave me a lot of tips, a lot of understanding about PvP in this game, and it's really, really helped me. The community is so incredibly mature and positive and proactive in a lot of ways.
Right. I mean, if you have any questions or anything, anyone in the community will surely give you some tips. And I mean, there are a few exceptions to where it's like different factions and they just are reclusive. They don't really talk to anyone else. But other than that, everyone that I basically know is talkative, and it's just a really close-knit community. I'll say it 100 times.
Yeah, it's a different kind of world. I didn't even understand to what extent. In some respects, it's so different, and then in some, it's just so the same. because when you go into the secret world, at least that's been my experience into PvE environment, it's just been great meeting all different helpful people who, if you shout out for help, if you require any assistance, or if you just would like to know something, especially if you're a new player who has just entered the game, they will just be right there and they will guide you through everything. They will leave whatever they're doing and they will help you through whatever it admittedly, I only go into Fusang. I think I ventured once somewhere else. I don't even remember where I went. Was it Stonehenge? I think so. But it's just been one great learning experience, getting to know another part of the game that doesn't have to be scary, that doesn't have to be like, oh, I don't want to go there, they're all jerks. No, they're not. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's per faction. So if you run around, if your faction has Fusang and you're running around, you will meet up, you can ask questions, and everybody's going to be really, really helpful. So people do give it a try. Who knows? You might end up liking it just the way I did.
Mm-hmm.
And Tina, you bring up a great point. You know, the game is the breadth and depth of the game is so incredibly wide that, you know, one of the things that unifies the factions unto themselves is the PvP. So you end up truly playing against dragons, against Templars, against Illuminati. And I think that's a great development for the players who really want to do something faction-specific that isn't a mission.
Yeah, that's very true.
If you haven't played PvP, you're missing a whole nother half of the game of TSW. You're not getting what you paid for. I mean, it is the friendliest community. Like, I'll kill a guy, and he'll ask me, what was I using, what are my stats, and I'll gladly help him. I mean, there's nothing you can't find out from the combat logs, so people being all secretive and hiding their builds, there's really not much you can't find by looking at combat logs. So they're doing it for nothing.
Yeah, but those people are very, very rare to come across someone who is a jerk in that, you know, to that level.
Jerks don't make it. Jerks don't get high-end PvP. They get cut out by their own faction if they're being jerks to everyone.
You know, it's really funny. You talked about the other aspect of the game. Ironically, I was in Fusang looking at the Ridge Mountains and remarking that they looked like a dragon, that the design was so deep, that they had paid so much attention to details that this mountain ridge in Fusang was like a dragon, and Antita killed me.
I didn't even know that was you until I actually, because I get so like, being that I'm still new to PvP, I still have to pay attention to certain things and I have to concentrate, and I do think there was another Templar, at least another Templar there with me, but I did get credited for the kill, so that means that I fired off the first shot. And I think it was the red mist. But yeah, it's funny.
You'll actually get credit for just being near your team when they kill someone. So that works if you're a healer. Just all three, tank, healer, and DPS can all work intertwined to make a great team. And
go ahead.
You can go on.
No, you go ahead.
No.
Kind of lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Can we talk about the broadcast of the tournament for a second?
Go right ahead.
One thing that fascinated me about this, and where I think there's a lot of potential, is I love esports broadcasting. I watch StarCraft tournaments. I'm a Magic the Gathering player. I watch broadcasts and simulcast that way. I was so incredibly impressed with the way you guys did the coverage. This tells me that there's an area for improvement, and people are going to start taking this very seriously, that there are logical skills developments happening in this game world. And, we have folks like the Beyond the Veil team really paying attention to this and doing an excellent job with the casting.
Thank you.
I just blushed.
Yeah, I know. I almost did a giggle.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, you did.
Thank you. Well, the credit also goes to absolutely every single person who is in the game. Arcade Tim, especially Rob Frost and Amat, who have taken over the tournament when Mortea had left. They are the true force behind Monthly Duel tournament in the Secret World. They are the ones who make it happen every month. They are the ones who do everything behind the scenes. What we do in Beyond the Veil, we are just complementing an event that they have created. We have said many times on Beyond the Veil that we are about the community. And we have offered to Mortea. There was a lot of calls previously. I think it was the May tournament that a lot of people have been complaining. There's not even a screenshot of the tournament. There's no streaming or anything like that. So we reached out to Mortea at the time, and we had offered to live stream it. She was happy to accept. And then when the guys took it over, they contacted us. We were more than happy to cooperate with them, and it has been great. It's just been a great experience for us. So if there's anyone out there in the community that is planning an event for the community, please do let us know about it. If in any way, shape, or form possible, because we do have real lives, we do have real jobs. If it's at all possible, we will be there. We will broadcast the event live. We will help you out in any way, shape, or form that we can, or even just to help you, put the event out there to the community. So please do get in touch.
So to continue on with PvP, Astur, what would you change in the game for PvP?
I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of people angry at me for this, but right now,
angrier
PvP's...
than the horse heads that were released, because that caused an uproar.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Oh, I love them. Not.
Right now,
They're
PvP
silly, but
seems...
they reflect real life.
PvP is pretty balanced. There's a counter to everything right now. I'm sure people can say otherwise, but sure, some skills could use more tuning to be more balanced with other ones, but right now everything's more counter this, counter that. The biggest problem right now is probably people running around with the relics in ED, just running with a bunch of health and everyone chasing them till they win the game.
I always thought, like, when I went in this, like, I don't do El Dorado that much. It kind of turned me off, the experiences that I had with it, because in beta, when I was in beta, I did all the PvP, and I loved it, right? I thought it was a great PvP, and then, obviously, when the game came in, I focused on my story. When it went live, I focused on my story, stuff like that. And then later on, I eventually went back to PvP, and then I still had the same. Actually, I had a different experience of El Dorado, which kind of threw me off, because I theory craft why they're doing said thing, and then I stopped playing PvP, and then And then Galactrix and everyone said, well, you should get into Fusang, because I never tried Fusang. And then I went into Fusang, and I absolutely love it. And I love the fight clubs and stuff. But the experience that I had with El Dorado, like you're saying with the relics, is when I went back to PvP, I thought this is kind of cheeky, because for example, we had the Templars had, I think there's 4 relics in El Dorado. Am I correct? Is there 4 or 3?
4.
Yes,
4
relics.
Yeah. So the
And once
Templars
you
had.
hold them,
Yeah.
Once you hold them, it's a 2-minute countdown until the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. So the Templars had 3 relics, and then there's 1 relic unaccounted for, right? So we actually had that relic, and then I noticed that my one of my Illuminati teammates in PvP in Fusang would actually just run over to the Templars with the relic and then let them kill him. And I'm like, what? Are you crazy? Hello, this is PvP. Hello, we're supposed to sit there and save that one and send out scouting forces to find them, and then once we find them, we go over and kill them and then take the relics, and so we win the game. That's what we're supposed to do. And it's well, no, they already have 3, so why take the 3 when we just give it to them? Then they have 4, the game ends, and then we get 5 points. And I'm like, whoa. What? Really? This isn't PvP. This is hi, here's my relic, give me points. And then I started thinking, well, maybe they seededly crafted a new player that was in this Templar faction, and he switched factions and became made an Illuminati player just to capture the relic and then bring it to them so that their cabal could have a big But basically, Galactrix, I think it was Galactrix explained it to me. It's just they didn't want to win the other 3 relics. They just forfeited pretty much to get the quick one to switch to the next game where they might have a better chance.
Yeah, sometimes
to me, it's cheeky.
You just can't pug it. You need a good team who you can rely on. Just a few friends you can get. Anyone can help you out. I tell you need to get in a good cabal for Illuminati. I definitely recommend ICO. You can see Cogniteur or GI Doug for recruitment. For dragons, Shinsengami is the #1 PvP cabal, and Templars, I really don't know who's in the lead. Primal Instinct used to be really great. I haven't seen them that much anymore, but then again, I'm just doing 1v1. Haven't really touched ED or SH in a long time. But SH and ED are definitely something you need to try with a group.
I do have a question. With the upcoming new augment system that will be used to improve, that we could use to improve on our skills, abilities, how do you think I don't think it's ever been mentioned. Will it have any kind of effect on PvP in the secret world? Has anyone heard anything?
I hope so, and then again, I hope not, because if it's just something that unbalances of one build, it can totally throw everything out of whack for PvP. Right now, it's pretty balanced. I wish pistols would get a little love, but other than that, anything can throw it out. The new Signet of Order got a boost up by 15%. So upon blocking, you'll receive a 45% block chance. Cogniteur took full advantage of that, and that's how he did so great compared to previous matches where I would just blow up his shield.
Wow, so you guys churn up the numbers pretty good on your builds, huh?
Yeah, I can parse actually up to 15k in 2 seconds with that one build. But Cogniteur found a way to block all those hits, and that'll reduce the damage drastically. So it's just checks and counters all the way around. You got to have a build for something. You got to have a build for something else to take it out. And that's not how it is in all PvP. I'd say that's mostly for 1v1.
What do you find the most fun deck archetype to play?
I have this little movement build I like to play with. It's just all dashes. I'd love to show you guys it. It uses if I can remember the moves. If you hit someone in the back, it'll get rid of 2 seconds of any dash movement. Thrill of the Chase, I believe, and it just makes you so you can like dash back and forth, lose line of sight, and then they can't even hit you. You're just flying around the place. It looks crazy.
And so you end up, your opponent ends up spending all of their big hits, and it's to no avail because you're avoiding them.
Right, and I'd like to go into depth with it probably later. Basically, I can run away and eat a taco if I wanted to in 1v1. I wouldn't use that in the tournament, so to say. It doesn't have enough firepower, but it's definitely, you can make builds out of anything and try to tweak it to be great.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you into my big deck segment, and we'll do a personal one-on-one interview about your favorite mixtures.
That'd be great.
So can we talk about the taco a little bit? I was actually kind of surprised to see that, it was the first time I'd seen a tournament, and you're inside the club, and all of a sudden you guys are getting apart from each other, you're eating a taco. Is that a common convention?
Taco will make you heal faster for out-of-combat generation. It's actually the first time I used a taco in a 1v1 tournament. Once he broke off, that was an ideal chance. He could heal, I couldn't. So if I ran away and ate that taco, I'm back to the start. And that's, if you watch the video, you'll see that's how I got him on the second round. If he would have kept after me, he would have surely got me. So that's why I'm tweaking up my new build, and shouldn't even come close this time with my luck.
So do you think we're going to see taco eating all over the place?
No, that's a very rare instance, I believe.
Well, it was quite funny. Anyhow.
Might be nachos next time.
Yeah, they don't provide as much health regeneration, and I think it's still tacos that do it.
Yeah, but I think Galatrix looked, and I think the tacos and the nachos still give you the same heal.
I think they stack.
Do they stack?
I'm not sure. The descriptions for all the food just say it will improve your out-of-combat heal, and I think... I don't know. I'll try eating both at the same time, see if they give you 2 buffs. Or if they just replace the one
nom,
you
nom,
ate
nom,
for.
nom. Tacos, nachos, and cookies.
Yeah, I haven't had dinner yet. I'm starving.
So Asher, what do you think of the problem of leechers in PvP?
I really don't see it as much of a problem. Some people just flip out about it. For new players, you really got to do up to elites before you get into PvP. There are some basic guidelines what you need to have in PvP. Definitely 6k HP. That's a given. If you don't have anything close to 6k, you're going to get one-shotted.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, especially in ED, is that, I'm a Lumi, and I love going into ED. It's my newest favorite thing. And sometimes I don't die immediately, which is a good thing. I'm a healer, and I'm learning. And it frustrates me to watch 3 people on the platform doing nothing. You've only got a team of 10. We're not part of a pre-made, so there's not necessarily the best coordination on strategy. And then you end up with only 7 active players, and that's really tough to play around.
Leeching in ED is definitely different from leeching in Fusang. ED, that will kill your team. Yeah, what I believe they should do is there's a little thing on the PvP forum about what they should do to solve leeching for Fusang. I think they should implement that, but for ED.
For Fusang, I understand there's a theoretical cap with, 3,000 marks that you can get, and then that's it. You can't accrue anymore.
Yep.
So in a way, there's just, a little bit of a built-in control there. I struggle with that.
Yeah, I don't think they should do a control for black marks. That kind of destroyed things. Yeah.
So you're now a champion PvP player. If you were to design a new PvP battleground, we've got El Dorado, Stonehenge, and Fusang, what would you build?
It'd be cool if 10 players can sign up and have their own little systematic tournament. The players would be spawned into an area and they'd all 1v1 each other.
So kind of a Swiss spawning area.
Yeah, just a tournament for fun where 10 players can come in and they can sign up themselves, and it'd be a lot of coding, I believe, but it'd be cool if they can have a little area where people can pit off against each other for points instead of just.
Actually, I don't think the coding's that difficult. It's just a Swiss matching engine, so it wouldn't be too bad. That's a great idea.
It would need some reward of some kind, and probably a cap of like 5 players to enter for the tournament. Ever since the Criterions came for the tournaments, which were Funcom hosted, that it's driven a lot of people to come just for the Criterion, for winning tournaments. Me and G.I. Doug have been winning, I think, the past 4 tournaments, past 5. And so far, I've gotten 2 upgrades, and he's gotten 1.
Yeah, we watched. What was it last month? He won, right?
Yeah, he beat me with my own build. It was pretty sad, and I could hear him in the other room just like, yeah, and I'm just like, no. And I saw what happened, and let's just say if he ever listens to this podcast or broadcast, it won't happen again.
You know, I think being beaten with your own build is probably the highest compliment you can be paid. Pragmatically speaking.
Yeah, it takes an assassin to kill an assassin, but Cognitier proved otherwise. It should be interesting to see what's coming up in this next tournament. I hope Cognitier tweaks up his build and gives me something to fight that's really worthwhile.
Well, you guys had the longest matches. That and your friend that you talked about earlier. You and her both had like the longest matches in the whole tournament. So they were awesome. I like the longer matches too.
Yeah,
and I
how
think
long
we
did
only
they
had
last? Because when the tournament I watched, most of the matches were over within a few seconds. I mean,
Yeah,
10,
that was
20 seconds maybe.
that was the first tournament. The first tournament that we live streamed, everything was just like boom, 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 and everything was done.
That was probably
And-
me or G.I. Doug, because we use our assassin builds. We just take everything out in seconds. This is actually the first time to where I've had someone survive my alpha, and just I had to run around.
Mhm.
I shouldn't have even came that close. I mean, his shield was great, and I love how innovative he was with that hammer.
It was just awesome to see, because especially when Cognitor or Cognitier, his name is Cognitier?
Yes, Cognitier.
Cognitier, okay, because we've been pronouncing it slightly differently. So our apologies for that, Cognitier. Yeah, whenever in the previous tournament, whenever he was up, the fight would be over within, 10 seconds at most. And then when you guys started, like Verby said, you guys started this dance, started eyeing each other, like you were waiting to see what your opponent will do. And it was just so great to see. You weren't just blindly going in there. There was so much thought, put into every single move that you've made. And that was just so great to see. And at one point, we even thought that, well, wow, it's going to go up to 3 minutes. What's going to happen then? So it was just really, really awesome tournament.
Actually, I can tell you a little bit about that thought process. Cognitier had Stonewall equipped, or no, Brick Wall, and if you hit that, it'll knock you back. So what I did is, I went up to him, I used my Prey on the Weak, which is just a simple fist builder to burst. I walked up to him, procced his thing, so it knocked me back for 3 seconds, and then it has a 30-second recharge. So I would intentionally walk up to him and knock myself down, then run away. So that I could then attack without him knocking me down while I'm trying to focus all my attacks together.
So then for the next 30 seconds, you're free. This is something that's not going to happen to you.
Right, and then he has a bunch of other stuff you gotta watch for. Unstoppable Force, he has his shield isn't much of a problem if you know not when to hit it. Like you'll just keep hitting yourself over and over with that Exquisite Corpse, which is very interesting. I've been testing with it. Not going to do anything identical. I just got to know my opponent, but it is a very interesting ability. He uses.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. He uses.
Oh, he uses Bloodline with Ready for More to cleanse Corrupted effect. I would stack 10 stacks of Corrupted on him, which would break his shield by 50%. He would cleanse it right away with Bloodline, and I thought that was also really neat.
Yeah, I wanted to just comment on the fact that you actually know what he's using in his deck, which abilities he's using. Is that because you've known him for a long time, you've PvP'd with him, and you've kind of learned which abilities he's using in a certain deck, or is it because you've actually been actively sharing them amongst you?
Neither really. I've just played to the point where I can recognize skills for what they are. Like one hit will do something different, something looks different than something else. I also check my combat logs, check what he's casting, check what I'm casting, check his passives. I have Eth's buff loader, I believe it's called. It'll show me what buffs he has active if I select them. So yeah, I'm constantly looking out for just anything I can get on his build and trying to see if he can tweak it out.
So you bring up Best Buff Builder. You know, as a new player, what should I be using in terms of add-ons? And what should I be focusing on if I consider my screen a HUD of sorts?
You want a deck manager.
The only thing I use is Eth's. It just shows buffs more clearly. I'd use that for PvE and PvP. It's one of the greatest mods I can think of. And definitely you want to, combat statistics, I believe, where you can check how much damage you're doing per second.
Yeah,
that's
a
for
good
PvE.
one.
So just to take a PvP champion and move you into PvE for a second, what role do you play when you go into a dungeon raid?
I like to do melee DPS. I usually do that in New York. I don't really do 1818s. Just not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of Earl Grey?
What's that?
Not your cup of Earl Grey?
With extra bergamot.
Or bourbon, depending on how late it is.
You know,
I
bourbon
totally
sounds
joking.
like a great idea right about now.
With the new build that I'm making, I'm definitely going to be doing some 1818s just to get some black booleans, because I want to stick to that custom gear. You don't want to use Venice so much if you want to have full 10.5.5. Hopefully that'll change in the future, but for now you'd want all custom gear.
Yeah, not at the point of getting to custom gear. Just a couple of days ago, I finished my last Elite, and I wasn't able to take on Oscar as much as I tried. 20 attempts, and I gave up, went back to Fusang and shot at people cathartically.
That's always a good way to spend an afternoon.
Fusang is always fun for any skilled player, or any type of skilled player. It's definitely a place where you can get your first Venice gear at quality 8 purple, and it's cheap.
Yeah, it's real cheap. I actually got a QL1 that I run through PvP to get gear, and I can't even wear the gear yet, but I have a couple QL8 pieces from there.
Yeah, Faye has started a new character, and trying to build it up pretty fast by doing PvP.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not leeching, you're not frowned upon, because people will remember if you leech. But just some of the coolest things you can do at any level is get probably Chaotic Pull, and if they're at your gate in Fusang, you pull them right to that gate and it'll kill them instantly. It makes some people mad, but I think it's a pretty funny strategy for low levels.
So speaking of strategies... Oh, sorry, Antita.
No, I just wanted to ask, so leeching is kind of frowned upon, right? PvP is not meant to be, it's not meant to be, yeah, I see the point, yeah.
Yeah, that was You know, not to mention any other games, but you know, rhymes upside down mom. Yeah, battlegrounds and stuff. If people would go and hide in caves and stuff, and then just they'd get credit, and it really pissed people off.
I mean, I don't think they should be banned, but it's just the community really does not like that.
No, I feel you guys, because I mean, obviously this is not unknown to me. And it was always really disappointing, you know, getting reports of that. And I really do, you know, stress, if you're going to PvP, you should participate or you should leave the zone.
Yep, second that.
I found myself, now keep in mind, I'm still really new at this, I found myself messaging the leechers going, come on, you know, earn your points. You know, something polite, of course, but it really does bother me that they're
camping.
Stop camping.
Oh,
Spawn camping's
I
another thing.
love going around. Like when I'm a Templar, so when Templars absolutely rule, everything is red, which is one of my favorite colors.
It's called
I
Blue
just
Sang, honey. It's called
no,
Blue
it's not.
Sang.
It's Red Sang. It's Red Sang.
We call
you know
that when the Templars are in the lead, the Templar pajama party, in reflection of their uniforms.
Yeah. Okay. What was I even saying? See, you
What do you
completely
love
threw
doing,
me off.
Fusang?
Now she's all
Oh yeah,
flustered.
going around, and then just even if there is, because you will see Templars, you'll see any faction trying to camp, and I keep on poking them with messages like, hello, hello, anyone out there, hello. And a lot of the times it seems to me that people just, you know, put their character in there. They know that the game will not automatically disconnect them for inactivity for a certain amount of time, and they're not even at their computer, they're doing something else. And I think that is just wrong.
It gives the other team a chance to come in and kick their lazy butts. I think that's the true way how to get in there. But the Guardians, it was a good idea in theory. I think it kind of slowed down everything. Because every time I see a Guardian, I have to run the opposite direction because it'll just one-hit kill me.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
Anima Blast. I've kind of contemplated the Guardians, the Custodians. I think it's a game balancing technique, and I don't know if it's a perfect one. I don't think you'll ever have a perfect system, but I think it's a pretty good one. Besides, giant fighting robots is pretty cool.
It's a good idea in theory. What it should do is buff everyone around it, just something insane, so that people stay with it, and then give the Custodian, like, I'd say around like 30k HP, and let the team heal their own Custodian and get buffed from it.
That would be cool.
That is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of giving a robot a million HP, in which no one can even go next to it because it's shooting 10k laser beams at you, maybe just make it so that the team has to keep it alive, and based on the number of players in there.
Or DPS, sorry.
Right,
Where it has
based
low
on the
health
number of
and
players
high
in
power.
there is how much health the Custodian should have.
So, you know, you talked earlier about not liking the smash and grab of relics in ED. What are some good strategies for, positive strategies in your opinion for ED?
Running with the team is always your best thing. You just, any friend you know, get them into your team. Sometimes you'll just be outright slaughtered by teams like, I know ICO is called the slaughtering machine with their AR, suppressing fire, gross anatomy builds, but there is a lot of synergy you can do with the Cabal that is not optimized. Basically, you can have someone running cleanup with a breaching shot, have someone else run deadly aim, and you'll turn into suppressing fire gods. That's what I did in the 3v3.
Actually, Myth has Myth. Why don't you say what you put here in the chat? You disagree? What?
Well, I was just saying that I kind of disagree on the subject of the Custodian. because I've had many situations where I've tried to go into Fusang and I would be the only dragon in there. Everything's blue, there's 10 Illuminati, and the custodian is the only chance that I get to try and hold a facility for a minute or so until it gets taken back.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And I mean, otherwise, I don't get points.
You can have the custodian actually, just based on the number of players on your team, give whatever buffs it needs to give. So if you're like the only one in there, it'll give you like a, I don't know, 300% damage boost, so that you're just like a walking slaughtering machine, but still killable. That's the point. It still has to die somehow.
Well, I have a perfect solution for you, Myth, on how to get more points in Fusang. You either become a Templar or Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Or join Shinsengami and get on the right on the right dimension, where all the dragons are fighting off the Illuminati right now.
Yeah, switch to face dimension. I seriously, that's the only time I really hate PvP is when, you know, Faye and his group get together and then they just like, you know, like this green wave go over. Like, you can't help but be stunned by how awesome dragon PvPers are in, you know, Fusang and, well, in El Dorado and Stonehenge. You can't help but stand and like, oh, wow, you really know. Like, there was one instance, I shit you not, there was one instance where there was like 6 of us, 6 DPS Temple Illuminati, sorry, and one lone dragon just walked up, and it was a tank, and just walked right up and like just took 2 glances at us, and boom! Before I even knew what was going on, I was dead. The whole squad was wiped right out.
Yeah, those are fun times as an assault tank. Was it Enjok perhaps?
Probably.
Yeah, Enjok is a really good player.
Fantastic
playing since the start. We played since day 1 together. Other great players, Shirel can do that. I have a build that can do that. Those are always fun to be able to rush into a crowd of people and just slaughter them all if they're all in close proximity.
I want one deck like that, just for like 5 minutes.
Just to kill me.
You can use.
No,
I
can just use my own
stuff for
deck to kill you, Xander.
Oh.
I've done it many times.
And when it comes to killing 5 people at once, the weapons that come to mind are Blood, AR, and Blade.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to pick up a sword.
Sword's definitely great. Just pick up clearing the path, and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm. Love that ability.
I love the effects on it, actually. You know, one of the things about PvP is you can often see a theater of effects in front of you. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, one of our Holosuite members, Katsu, who is the host of Triples and Ecstasy, our sister show, he actually had he concocted this expression. He's using Blade, and he had mentioned it to us, and we all started laughing our heads off. He refers to himself as 360-degree killer, because that's how Blade moves. You know, you can move in any direction you want. With AR, you can't. You have to be physically moving your toon in a particular direction, and with Blade, it's just like a dance. It's so elegant and
They all have
effortless.
their pros and cons. AR has the potential to take out tons and tons of targets without even being in range. One of the best, I guess, PvP expressions would be to say is range equals 100% evade. If they can't hit you, you stay out of their range and you basically just shoot away.
Yep, yeah. Because when I got into PvP, I was using Blade and Fist, and even Blade and Elementalism. And I was using Elementalism for my high hits, high scoring hits, and it just wasn't working because by the time I would get to like fire off 2 or 3 abilities, I was already dead.
Yeah, it's
Cause
very different in PvE.
yeah,
Elementalism and pistols right now are just. I wish pistols would get a boost. I mean, they're so cool. The abilities look amazing. If pistols could get a little boost, I think I'd try to make a build with that. But you're looking at for elementalism, they usually have like 1 second charge, 2 second charge times. That'll kill you in PvP.
exactly. Every second counts in PvP, which in PvE you don't really care that much about, unless you're in a nightmare dungeon and but even then, I guess it doesn't matter as much as it does in PvP. It's just completely different the rules that when it comes to abilities, how they work, the synergies between them, how they are used, in what order, everything. You have to pay attention to so many different things. And I love the fact that this game is challenging me to enter another world, like Ravi said, another world, and dare myself to do better, to learn something more, and just to keep on improving on my playing.
There are endless possibilities when it comes to making a build, and I basically I'm just at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to knowing what builds are the best. I mean, you can just come up with one out of nowhere and it'll somehow just overwhelm people. That movement build, for one, it was just a joke until I started using it and mastering it, and then it became one of the fastest, hard-hitting builds I have right now. I call it the Enigma build.
Awesome name. That is great.
Yeah, it's really fast. It can. I'll show you guys after the show if you'd like, or anyone perhaps if they'd like to just PM me. I'll show them a few builds. Any tips or suggestions, I'll throw them your way.
That would be awesome. We can always go to the London Fight Club or something and just throw it down.
That sounds like a riot. Other than my PvP build is a pure healer build. Plus rocket launcher.
Hey, we can do like 3 on 3.
I like being a healer. When I started with PvP, I realized that I wouldn't be hugely effective trying to do any damage or glance build. I didn't have the gear or the skills. But as a healer, I can kind of come in and protect the people that are actually doing the heavy lifting. So it's a way I can contribute to the team. So I really like it, but I am pure healer.
Model yourself after the best. Look at Cognitier's Exquisite Corpse. As a pure healer, you can probably give yourself a 2k barrier. That'll reflect 100k or 1k damage back at them.
What a heck of a build. I'm actually working on a build that Sherelle helped me with right now. And so far, so good. But I'd like to try the Exquisite Corpse.
That's definitely one I'm looking into right now as well. It's something you can overlook a skill and then have someone else use it and it'll just blow you away.
I still hold true to what I said at the beginning of the show. I so want, Sesmeralda to come and, one-shot me or something. I still want to get one-shot.
Are you a glutton for punishment?
Uh-huh. You cannot leave until I die.
Hit him with
You
the
just
hammer.
you just like sneeze next to him, and that should do it.
You realize that is probably tens of thousands of dollars worth of therapy right there.
What's that? Being killed by a dev?
This intense need to be killed by a GM.
Oh no. No, it's all for, shits and giggles.
Do not cancel.
Yeah, I know, really. That logout, that 15-minute inactive logout thing, is good for stopping people from leeching and just camping and sleeping and foosang, but it's not really good for broadcasting.
No, he disconnected me while I was doing stuff.
But no, we've had a lot of stuff that we discussed. Now, this has been a great conversation that we've been having, and we're already well over our 2-hour mark, closing in on the 3-hour mark. So this is one epic episode. So we're going to close down the show, and it's been awesome. We'll talk about the new item, the new clothing that's in TSW. We'll talk about that next week, and we're going to check back in with the forum threads, about the designing the costumes. And we're definitely going to check in with the Twitterverse and Faye's Big Deck and everything you always imagine that's here every week here, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Holosuite Media. You can always catch us. And if you're listening to iTunes and on holosuitemedia.com, be sure to try to come, have fun. Hilarity always ensues. Not everything that happens in the live show always happens in the remastered, because sometimes you just keep missing things. And we play little tidbits, that's why we put on the last time on Beyond the Veil. That's why we put there, just so you can see some of the stuff, the hilarity that ensues that you have missed, but a lot of hilarity does sit there. But we have to close down the show. And we had a great conversation with Sesma. You were awesome.
It was great to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Mm-hmm. And I would love to say thank you to Azure and for Vervi for coming and talking about the PvP elements.
Thank you. It's always great to represent the PvP community.
Mm-hmm. And
Thanks
we're gonna
for
have
allowing me the opportunity to learn.
Uh-huh. And we're gonna have a very big PvP episode coming up soon. So we're definitely gonna haul you guys back in here, kicking and screaming, and probably try to get some more PvPers in here, because we want to go a little bit more in depth into the tongue work. Now we're gonna definitely try. Yeah, I don't even want to try to say
We're
that
definitely
again.
going to try to delve a lot deeper into the PvP community. Yes.
Thank you. This is what happens when you go 3 hours after, that all the Red Bull and everything's wearing off. So, on behalf of the cast of Beyond the Veil, make sure you tune in tomorrow for Tribbles and Ecstasy. And tune in very soon. Yes, very soon. We're going to have the new Geek Easy coming September 3rd. And we have some very big announcements for that one coming up very soon. So, yes. Faye's Big Deck, want to share your build and get his reviews and get his thoughts on it, please send all emails to beyondtsw@gmail.com. Be sure to follow us at beyondtsw. Be sure to follow Holosuite Media too for anything related to everything in Holosuite Media, from all of our sister shows and this show itself. And blah 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 blah. You know what? I'm the wiener of the week at this point, right? And we haven't done a wiener song, and I have to wiener myself because I just totally bit my tongue twice in a row here. So which one should I play? Metal?
I'm always partial to polka.
Okay, we got one vote metal, one vote.
Polka.
We got 3 votes polka. Okay, I guess we're going for a polka wiener. I am the wiener of the week.
Wiener.
And it doesn't want to play.
Wiener. 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 Wiener.
And I'm always astonished that my whole cast knows all the lyrics to both the songs. So to all the wiener
They're
songs.
so complex. It takes us a long time.
And just because I love the polka wiener, the metal wiener.
Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener. Wiener.
You should definitely tune into. Good night, Wisconsin. Good night, everybody. You should definitely tune into our Christmas, our end of the year special where we had Joel singing to the Wiener song. But yes, everyone, have yourselves a good night, and we'll see you next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Holosuite Access Live. And this is Beyond the Veil signing out. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
And we are off the air. Wow.